Alright, so, yeah. This is basically the only reason why I have that shit up right now is because I want to check my microphone. It wasn't working earlier when I attempted to do this. Alright, sounds like it's working. I'm gonna be doing camera this time too. Alright. Sounds like we're good. Can't actually use my phone. Oh, is there anybody in the chat right now? If so, what's up? We will be beginning shortly. I'm gonna be doing camera. Oh, whoops! I meant to turn off my sound for that. I have to have my phone to look at the chat. Alright, cool. Everything is in order. Like I said, I will be doing cam, so you guys are about to see my ugly mug in a couple minutes. This will probably only be like an hour. I wanted to do this earlier, but I did not check properly. I thought I did, but I didn't. And there was someone that had already had one planned. And for that, I apologize for anybody that was here. And I just ended it abruptly. Sorry about that. But my mic was not working, and like I said, somebody else had a live stream going on. And I don't like stepping on people's toes. My phone doesn't want to fucking charge. Of course that would happen. I guess it'll be alright. Let me double check something real quick. But yeah, like I said, if you're watching right now, what's up? This also gives a few people time, you know, since I had set the notification earlier and then I deleted that shit. This also gives a few people some time to come join us for this conversation about the Game of Thrones Season 7 trailer number. Technically, it's the third one, but I call it, you know, number 2.5 because we had one from HBO Spain. Or Juegos de Tronos, as I like to say. I don't know if that's the actual name of HBO Spain or if that's like something else entirely. Not sure. Hashtag not sure. If you are joining right now, what is up? How are you doing on this lovely evening? It's like 10:30, and I used to do live streams this late all the time, but not so much. Not so much anymore is what I meant to say there, finishing that statement. Oh shit, we got 15 people or 14 people watching right now. That's what's up. We haven't even started yet. That's cool. How are you all doing? Let's see. Shout out to Tyrion Jr. Lance Stark. I like that. Shout out to Courtney Z. Shout out to Saga Poetic. Shout out to the Bio Explorer. Thank you for joining me again. I saw you in here earlier. And shout out to Carrie Neves. All right. Let me make sure. Okay. Cool. All right, I think we're ready to rock. Like I said, you guys are going to be seeing my mug here. Let's see. Here I am. What's up, everybody? So, yeah. My name's Mark. Welcome to Sir Hunt's Reviews. And in this video / live stream, we are going to be breaking down Game of Thrones Season 7 trailer 2.5. This is going to be like, you know, something that I wanted to bring up, which I'll probably mention that later. And then I also want to go over my Con of Thrones panels, just because, well, you know, I wanted to do that to begin with. It's going to start making my internet skip if I don't turn off the fucking camera. I already know it is. But yeah, let's see. Con of Thrones panel. Where you at? Here we go. All right, so yeah. This is me. That's my little bio thing. The first panel I'm going to be doing, if you're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, I look forward to seeing you there. But the first one I'm going to be doing is treatment of race in Game of Thrones, and that's going to be at Canal. I can't even tell what the hell that says. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Here we go. All right, cool. That's going to be in Canal E. And then, you know, I have another one that day. It's at 5. And that's going to be in Canal B, C. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's in, like, in between those two canals. I'm not sure. Then what are we doing? Another one on Saturday, which is... I'm only doing one on Saturday, actually. And that's at 5. And that's in Canal A. And it's going to be an Arya Stark panel. Then on Sunday, which is the last day, I have one at 11:50, and that's in Canal A, and I'll be doing one on Sandor Clegane. And then the very last panel I will be doing is In Their Father's Eyes, and that's also in Canal A, which is basically like how children are treated in Game of Thrones. I'm assuming like High Lords and lowly children, probably more so on the High Lords. All right, let's get that out of the way. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Like I said, the chat's on my phone. It's somewhere separate. And this is a bit more unorganized than usual. Oh, shit. We have almost 30 people watching right now. You guys are what's up. Let's start asking some questions. Ask me some questions. I want to save my theory for a little bit because it's kind of, you know, I'm still wrapping my head around it. But, yeah, let's get some questions going in. Oh, shit. We have some. I haven't seen you in forever. All right, so shout out to Keegan Tarstarkian. I think I said that right. I like that last name as well. It's like a combination of 3 of them. Betty Nueve and Big E, Mike Allen. All right then. I haven't seen that person in a while either. Casper La Vega, Eric Famous, and Ace Newland. I haven't seen you in a long, long time. All right, so yeah. Wait, is it stuck on the fucking live stream will begin? No way. Did it? Is it? You guys can see the pictures, right? The slideshow? Right now it's me, Sunday, and Grey Worm. Alright, cool. Can I see the dragon in the rock? Let me bring that up real quick. You're talking about that image with Grey Worm? I saw that in my comment section. Just give me 1 second. Talking about this? It looks like the Loch Ness Monster, in my opinion. Is that what you're talking about? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Yeah, I think that... I mean, that's just an entrance to Casterly Rock. It looks like it could potentially be a cistern, like a drain that leads all of the poop from Casterly Rock out into the sea. Tyrion was known for being in control of those when he was a lot younger, and with that inside information, he could easily... I actually mentioned this in my breakdown like 4 days ago, but he could basically slip that knowledge to Grey Worm, and then we'll have a repeat of Yunkai. And the reason why I chose Yunkai is because... it makes more sense. There's no slaves inside of... I saw the new Rockstars breakdown, and they had said that, you know... you know what? Whatever. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked here. All right, we have our first question, too. But yeah, no, it just makes sense. And the reason why I chose Yunkai instead of Marine is because there... yes. In Marine, there were slaves. And Grey Worm... basically went to those slaves and then rallied them against the Wise Masters. In Yunkai, it makes more sense because he was let into the city by someone else that he was friendly with. It was Daario. So Daario basically let him in, similar to the image where we have the Unsullied letting in more Unsullied. Alright, I think I can turn my camera back on. Because it doesn't seem to be screwing with my internet. Oh, wait. We'll take that one off, and then we'll make my camera visible again. All right, there we go. Cool. So, yeah, first question is from Courtney Z, and she says, will the Hound make it out of Season 7? Now, that is a good question. That is a very good question, and just to help us with this, I'm going to actually add a picture of the Hound real quick. The image from him from the trailer. There's actually 2. There's a quick shot of him in the north. That's this one. And then there's another shot of him... A lot of people were saying they couldn't really tell who it was. I definitely knew immediately it was him, and I knew it was probably that spoilers, that scene, that image art or the concept art that had leaked of the scene. Supposedly it was like Bronn welcoming Tyrion into the dragon pit. But it looks like that's where Sandor is in this picture, if I can fucking find it. Let's see, it was early on in the trailer. Relatively early on. Wait, no, it wasn't. Where the fuck is it? Okay, well, yeah. Just to answer your question, I would say that he has a pretty good chance of making it out of Season 7. We do see that he's in that dragon pit scene, and like I said, spoilers. If you don't want to know about this, what the fuck just happened? Dude, what is... Go below the camera. There we go. You know, if you don't want to know any spoilers for Season 7, you probably should click out of the chat right now, because it seems like the first question we're getting is going into the leaked plot. And I know someone had asked me that earlier. I don't really have a way of saying when I will be and when I won't be talking about Season 7 spoilers. So your best bet is probably just to, you know, stick to the videos. Because with the videos, it's easy for me to be like, all right, spoiler alert. And then, you know, when I finish talking about it, skip a little bit ahead in the video. But I think that he has maybe like a 35% chance of making it out of the season. The reason why I give him that high of a percentage is because it looks like the scene where he is, it's like sunny outside. It would only make sense that since in all these promo pictures we see him heading north, we knew he was heading north at the end of last season. It would only make sense that the sunny place, the sunny destination of that image of him, which once again I'll try to find it real quick, but it would only make sense that it would be after that. He wouldn't like go up north and then be like, hey, you know what, on the way, let's stop here. You know what I mean? It only make sense that it's after that. So that's why his chances are so likely with me. I know that a lot of like minor characters, if you even want to call them minor characters, are going to be dropping like flies, and Sandor could be one of those. He's not like Jon, where Jon just died and then was brought back last season. Sandor has never technically died, even though he kind of sort of, the books is different, but we're talking about the TV show. It's he was left for dead, but he never, you know. So yeah, he could easily be actually killed this time. But I think, you know, I'll give him like, I'll bump it up to a 45% chance, because I really do think that scene is after he goes up north and then he goes back down south. For what reason? That'll get too far into the plot leak, so I'll stay away from that. Holy crap. There are 45 people watching me right now. I want to give some shout outs. So all of you guys, write your name. You know what? I got to find a fucking charger for my phone. Hey, Kitty, can you do me a favor? Can you entertain these people while I go get my phone charger? I don't want to screw this up, because I have... Just don't jump down. Say what's up to everybody. I'll be right back. Oh, you're in front of the camera, Kitty. Let's get in the living room. I have 2 cats, and I don't want to really get into it because it's kind of something personal, but we have to keep them separate for the time being. And the kitten, it's his living room time. So, Kitty's back here with me for the live stream. He's an OG with these live streams anyway. All right, cool. So my phone is charging. I'm going to be able to accurately keep up with the chat. Type in where you're from, because I want to give shout outs. There's like 43 people watching right now. That's what's up. I honestly didn't think I'd get that many because of my screw up earlier. All right, let's see. Catching up on some of these questions. The Bio Explorer, she says, question. In the side pic of Dany on the dragon, is that really Drogon? It's definitely Drogon. I've seen that. I saw that in my comment section and in other people's comment section. People think that the coloring is a little bit different. Look at the size. It's all about the size. And people were saying that it's a little bit smaller, and that's why another reason why they don't think it's Drogon. No, that's not the case. I believe you're talking about... Fuck, I have all these pictures right here. It's just I have them numbered for when I was making my video. So, like, it's easy for me if when I'm getting all my visual aids ready and I'm working with something solid like a trailer, I know, okay, if I label this image 1, that's the first one. So when I'm lining up my audio with the visuals, it's a lot easier for me to be like 1, 2, 3. So because I did that, I didn't actually describe what the fuck is going on in the actual image, so it's hard for me to find those. But let me look for it real quick. Okay, you said you're not talking about this one, are you? So yeah, that's definitely Drogon. If this is the image you're talking about, you said with Dany on the side, or on Drogon. Check. Yes, that's definitely Drogon all the way. Drogon's horns, you can tell by his horns. If you look at his horns from, how many times am I gonna say horns? If you look at his horns from season 6. What the fuck is going on? You can just tell, like, the top part, you can't really see where I'm pointing at, but if you can't see my mouse either. Look at Daenerys ride down Drogon's neck and then look at his head. You see those, like, they kind of look like ingrown teeth. Those are like his side horns or whatever. Those are the same one Drogon has. Drogon's are a certain length, and those are even longer than last season. That's how I can tell. And not to mention his neck, the coloring. It's just definitely Drogon. It's the trailer was dropped in 720p. I don't know why HBO does that, but when I upload to YouTube and when most people upload YouTube videos these days, we upload in 1080p. It's a lot easier to tell certain things, like when it comes to fine detail like that. To me, that's not even really fine detail. That is clearly Drogon. But you know, it's easier to tell when you have a 1080p image, and it's all in 720p. So when I rip that video off of YouTube and put it in my video, and I'm taking screenshots of that shit, it just looks blurry as hell. There's certain ways that you can increase image resolution or like increase the image quality, but I'm not quite sure with that. I've like slowly becoming a maverick with shit like OBS and Photoshop, and I recently started using Adobe Premiere like 3 months ago. So I'm trying to upgrade all my knowledge level. I teach all this shit to myself. Like I watch YouTube videos, I watch someone do a tutorial on it, and then I'll teach it to myself. So it's slower that way, but I can learn it, and it goes a lot longer. You know what I mean? Like I've actually been getting into making videos or like commercials for a couple people that I know in town that have local businesses, and not by myself, but I'm giving input and shit like that. So that's what's up. These trades go a long way. Let's see. Chat, there's 49 people watching right now, and we weren't even talking about Game of Thrones. All right, so everyone says hello, Kitty. I didn't see that. Sorry, Kitty. He's like licking his butthole right now, but he says what up back to y'all. DC, Texas, Portugal, Idaho, New Zealand. Oh shit! Shout out to King McKay. I gotta do shout outs again. Toronto. Is that Drake? Is that you, Drake? Wait, I was trying to think of a Drake first, real quick. I might save that for later. I actually did want to do some karaoke in this stream. Shout out to Big E. Shout out to Sir Yari. Shout out to Reggie Hill. Shout out to Oh, shit. We got people from Brazil. Shout out to Gustavo Santoro. Shout out to Keegan. Oh, I already gave you a shout out, buddy. Shout out to HHH1200. All right. And actually, he has a question. If I skipped over your question, please retype it. Like I said, I'm looking at it on my phone, so you know, it's all delayed and shit. But his or her question is, how can you fight the dead with no major armies left? Stannis, Ramsay, Highgarden, Dorne, etc. gone or about to face defeat. Are you saying that Cersei is going to take all of them out? Cersei is definitely going to... All right, let me focus on the actual question. Is the North going to fight with the Bear... Wait, what? Is the North going to fight with Bear Island and Gold Company? Golden Company is not in the TV show. If you're referring to the books, yeah, man. Hey, I was on Vegas for like my entirety of YouTube. I use Windows Movie Maker. Sorry, I'm replying to King McKay. I use Windows Movie Maker for like the first 2 or 3 months because that shit is easy as fuck. And then I went to Sony Vegas and I used that for the longest time. And then recently, you know, I switched to Premiere. Premiere is where it's at. You can do so much shit with that. I'm learning about how to do like I want to do a video. My buddy, the Atomic Dom, he's got a YouTube channel here on YouTube. Go check out his channel right now. I'll try to drop a link down in the description or in the chat. But the way he edits his fucking videos is like light years ahead of where I'm at. But he's got, you know, like a style where he uses like certain shit and it looks mad cool. So I'm trying to learn how to do certain things like that. And Premiere Pro allows you to do such things. Shout out to Costa Rica. I've never seen that here before. I've actually never seen Costa Rica. I wish I had. I heard it's beautiful. Chirac. Chicago. Kanye West. I've actually been jamming to some fucking Cudi like for the past. I know Cudi's from Ohio, but you know that's his stomping grounds if I'm not mistaken. Chicago. But yeah, I've been banging to some Midwest rap recently. And rock, of course. I'm always on some rock. Third Coast, Texas. I like that. I think we have a few people in here from Texas. Okay, so the actual question. Let me answer that. Let's answer the first one. How can you fight the dead with no major armies left? Well, mass weapons like WMDs. You're gonna have to get huge shit. Daenerys has 3 of them. Okay, let's say 2.5. Let's say Drogon is 1, and Viserion and Rhaegal are 0.7 each, so they equal 1.5. Right? I'm just saying I haven't seen their sizes yet, but I'm just saying we've got 3 WMDs. Daenerys has those on her side, and then there could potentially be some wildfire left, although I actually did not mean to bring that shit up because that's going to be going into my video tomorrow. But there might be some wildfire left in King's Landing. We might be getting a shit ton of Dragonglass, which we know kills. Hey, is it gone now? Shit. No sound still? Oh man, can you guys hear me? Nah, it didn't dab. I was explaining something. Fuck, where did it cut out? Is it? It's still out? Hey, is it gone now? Okay, I think it's back. Shit. Where did it cut out at? What was the last thing you guys heard? No sound still? Oh man, can you guys hear me? Where did it cut out at? And I definitely watch the comments. I'm watching the chat right here. It's hard to do that and then, you know, do this at the same time. Where did it cut out at? What was the last thing you guys heard? Can you... It's like this delay is fucking me up. Oh, man. I don't know what this is. Yo, you guys would not believe how much money I pay a month for this fucking internet. You know what I really think? I think the culprit is this microphone right here. I don't even want to touch it because it says that it's back on. Damn, dude. Alright, if someone's still watching this, if I go on for much longer, can you type in the chat, like, where the audio cut out at? Because that shit is so distracting, dude. Norma Briggs, are you a real person? Why are you talking shit? You just yanking my chain? I'm definitely watching my fucking chat. I'm answering questions from it. I just didn't notice that because I was answering a question and didn't look. I don't look at the chat when I'm answering questions because that would be extremely confusing. Live streaming on YouTube is not easy. Not by any means. It's a little bit simpler with Hangouts, but it's not when you use OBS. It's tricky as fuck. I watch other Game of Thrones YouTubers, and most people that use it, when we first start using it, we all have issues. Sometimes it's not even my equipment. Sometimes it's just, oh, what the fuck? Like, you see what I'm saying? Shit like that. Sometimes you can't, you know, you can't help it. Hopefully the audio is still on, though. Just yanking my chain. Okay. So, yeah, I was answering a question about how would you fight the armies of the dead if most of the armies are gone or about to face certain defeat. The go-to is weapons of mass destruction, dragons and wildfire. Let me move on to the next question. I had went on a tangent for like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but I don't remember what the fuck I was saying now. So let me go back up and see what some more questions were before my audio went out. Looks like we might have a few potential pussy-ass trolls in the chat, and I'm actually not in the best mood to deal with people saying, like, little slight-handed comments, because, like I said, I'm just not in the best mood. So, yeah, I will quickly grab my fucking hammer and ban the fuck out of you within, like 3 seconds flat. Keep making slight-handed comments. I don't have a night bot. I do that shit my motherfucking self. I will ban you quickly. You know who I'm talking about. So, yeah. Let's see. This is a question from Courtney. Wait. There's one before that. fighting the dead with no major army. Okay, yeah. Wait, I wasn't answered that. This is from Courtney Z, and she says, how do you think Jon will find out he is a Targaryen, and will he believe it? Honestly, I don't think he will at first. I don't really think it matters. I think the biggest thing, or the reason why everybody thinks it's so important is because it's important to us. We want confirmation. Jon Snow will find out, but it's not going to change any fucking thing about him. It's not. Jon Snow's a Stark, and he always will be a Stark. Now, we can get into a debate about whether he was brought up as a Stark or whether he, realizes that he's a Stark now. Honestly, in my opinion, Jon Snow is a Stark. He was raised by Starks. He's a wolf among wolves. So, it's not really going to change anything. I think the way he'll find out is likely through Bran. Bran's the only one who knows right now. So just from that, my safe choice will be Bran. As far as potential others, let me drink my water first. Oh shit, shout out to Azor Hype, aka Kyle's fucking chickens. What's going on, bro? Hey, I'm about to if I can do it from my phone, I will make you a moderator right now, cuz that way it makes it easier for me. Like if you see someone and I don't, cuz every time I see that shit I get distracted. All right. I see a Q&A. I'm just going to answer that. Q&A, do you think Sansa is justified for feeling left out of Queen of the North? That's from Dalbert Rose. I actually just saw earlier, Watched on the Wall had posted an article in which they stated that Sansa's motivation this season is just going to be to earn the respect of Jon. So with her saying that, totally. She it's not that she feels left out. It's just that we had that moment in the Battle of the Bastards during the planning where Sansa was like, no, I don't know what you should do, Jon, but you shouldn't do what you're thinking because you're going to play right into Ramsay's trap. Jon didn't listen to her. He kind of did, but not really. Jon wasn't listening to shit. You saw him haul ass across the battlefield and go try to save Rickon. Or Rickon, however the fuck you want to say it. But yeah, no, I think that's basically what it is. I think that's Sansa definitely, I don't know if I'd say feel left out, but she definitely feels some type of way, a little bit salty towards Jon, just because it's obvious Jon doesn't respect her. He respects her as a woman, but he does not respect her as sort of like his equal. Not like, oh, she can fight as well as me, but, oh, she knows what the fuck she's talking about because she's been playing the game for a while. You know what I mean? There's that picture of Sandor that I was trying to get earlier. He's definitely in somewhere where it's sunny. There's no snow. We can actually see a tree behind him, so. This is from Flying Panto, and he says, What are your thoughts on Dario? Do you think he'll have some impact on the show? Would be a shame. I hope they do. I have this theory that he's like in one of Daenerys' ships as a stowaway, like he's hiding off somewhere, or he left Marine right after she left him and is like following up behind her, and he's gonna show up at the last moment and save her ass during like some epic battle, or maybe save someone else part of her party, and she'll just be happy that he's there and not be pissed that he did not follow her orders, because the last time someone did that, yeah, she's done a lot of stuff. So yeah, I don't think I want to see him come back, and I don't think that there were any spoilers of him, filming or anything like that. And I know he wasn't in the area while they were filming season 7, but that could easily be pushed to while he was filming everything indoors. You know what I mean? Like he could have filmed in Belfast, or he could have filmed in one of their many other indoor locations, because he's got scenes inside the ship or inside wherever Daenerys puts up her fleet, which is going to be Dragonstone. This one is from Javier Cascante, and he says, I have a question. Now that there are no Baratheons left, who's the Lord of Storm End? I want Gendry to be that. I don't think that... I know for a fact there are no, Baratheons left on the TV show. We had Cersei's children, but we all know that they're fake, and they're all dead now. So, that's a good question. I've never really thought about that. I know that there's we're talking about for the TV show. So no, I don't think that there is any Baratheons left, and I'm not sure who runs it. There's probably just Lannister troops there. And it would be cool that if Gendry survives the events of the show, he's like awarded that for his like loyalty or his service during the preventing of the long winter. But I don't know. This is not really a question, but it's from Saga Poetic, and he or she says, making the Starks look like hypocrites, telling others you have to stop fighting each other, but the Stark girls are focused on their own vengeance quest. I wouldn't say Sansa is. And honestly, we don't know where Arya lies with that. We do know that she went to the twins and she killed a whole bunch of Freys. So that is, that's leading us to believe that she's still on this vengeance rampage. But we don't know about Sansa. Sansa, I think, might be a little bit revenge happy for this season because she did just kill Ramsay, and Ramsay has been the source of her problems for a good amount of time. And honestly, I think she killed a little bit of Joffrey when she let the dogs loose on Ramsay. I bet you probably haven't heard that before. Yeah, that's right. Sir Hunt's Reviews dropping fucking bombs like always. I think she was able to get a little bit of like, a 2-for-1 special there. She never got to show Joffrey how she felt, although she kind of did. He did die not through her hands, but I don't think she's still on that vengeance quest. Speaking of the devil, I think that Littlefinger might, if he sees that, if Littlefinger survives long enough into maybe season 8, which I don't think he will. If he does, he could water a little seed of vengeance that she might have coming back. But as of right now, Arya, it's clear that she's still on that path, but I think that's going to quickly change once she meets up with her brothers and her sisters, or her sister, and they tell her, hey, look, there's all these zombies coming, and we need your help. This one is from El Spaniard del Pantalones, and he says, Q&A, do you think we'll see Rhaegar in the Tourney of Harrenhal in Season 7? I think you asked that before, and that might have been when my audio cut out. I actually did a video last week with another YouTuber, Teflon TV. The link to that, I believe, is in the description. If not, go to the back end of my channel, look at my uploads. It was like a live stream from last week. I actually talked about that for about an hour and a half, and I talked about whether I thought we would get to see Helen Reed and whether we get a Tourney at Harrenhal flashback and who Rhaegar was as a person. We covered all that. It's about a little under 2 hours long. So yeah, you can go check that out if you would like. Let's see. This one's from King McCann. He says, Q&A, do you think we will get more from Tyrion this season? My audio's not out, is it? I hope it's not. Let me check. All right, cool. Well, what do you mean? Like more like one-liners, more character development? Honestly, I think that with as long as these episodes are, and with as many deaths that are to be expected from this show, because let's face it, not very many people died last season. Like, yeah, we had the big Septa bit, but no one really cared about them. They're okay, that's not true. I guess people did care about them, but it was like not as impactful as when Jon Snow died. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Jon Snow was resurrected last season, that was probably one of the happiest moments in a long while. In TV show world, for me experiencing a lot of emotion from watching TV, that was definitely the moment. I literally went fucking nuts. Like, I went insane. I did a live stream right after it, and you can just see it all over my face. I was bald back then. Now you see where my hair is now. This is like a year later. No, it's a little bit over a year actually. But yeah, no. I think that since we're expected deaths, I think that we'll get more time with main characters. Tyrion is definitely first string. So we should get a lot of character development and a lot more witty one-liners. I think he'll be more comfortable in Westeros. So he'll feel more, we'll get to see more Tyrion come back. And we might see him drinking a bit more, especially after Daenerys loses a couple battles. And he thinks that there might be a chance that he may end up, facing justice for killing Tywin, but I don't know. I hope we get character development from everyone. For Tyrion, I think we're probably gonna get like a shit ton more. He's one of the main ones. Holy fuck! There's a super chat from Tyrion Jr. Landstark for $20, which is the biggest donation I've ever gotten here on this channel using Super Chat. I want to thank you so much. And is there a message with this? There's no message. Well, everybody, if Tyrion Jr. Landstark has a channel, go follow him and tell him House Hunts sent you and that I send my regards. That's what's up. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Man or woman, I'm sorry. I did not mean to exclude like that. Genders are on a spectrum, right? Holy crap. Julia Reininger, I know I'm not saying that right, says it's cooled down to 96 degrees outside. Holy, where do you live at? Phoenix, Arizona? It was like, it got up to 96 probably like a week ago. We tend to chill around 85 to 90, but with our humidity down here, the heat index makes it feels like it's 103. So I don't know if that's cheating and saying that it's hotter than it actually is, but it sure as fuck feels like it outside. That's why it's great to exercise, and I can go outside and go on like a 20-minute run with my dog, and by the time we get back, I'm laying at his dog bowl drinking water. Like it's awesome. It's so much more exercise in such a shorter period of time, and I hate exercise. All right, so back to the questions. Lannister always pays it. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, spam the wolf and the fist emoji. That's like my call sign here. I'll do that. Kyle does this in his chats whenever someone donates something. Which, speaking of which, if I'm not mistaken, I watched his video right before I did this live stream, and he's having a live stream from Nashville on Thursday. And look, sir, I'm gonna call you out on live air. I would love to join you for that live stream. Me and you, and then like we'll be on the same camera. I'm actually bringing my C920 webcam to Nashville with me, so we can even use that. And I paid for like extra to have really good internet in my room too. But nah, that would be cool as shit if me and you were on like the same camera. We were like, "What's up, everybody?" But yeah, spam the chat. These emojis, I just typed it in. Right now. Okay, so let's get back to the questions. All right, questions. This is from Julian. She said, "Did Bloodraven have a special sword? And does Mirror have it now?" So you're trying to get me to... There's been like 3 or 4 theory videos. And I know Emergency Awesome just did one about a Dark Sister blade. Honestly, I don't know if... Look, we got to look at it like this. We've got so many plot points coming up and unanswered questions that they need to wrap up in the show. For someone like how I was last season when I was watching the show and or season 5 or whatever, just an average show watcher is what I'm trying to spit out. It won't make sense. They won't be able to, it won't relate to them as much as it would to someone like us who knows a little bit more. Like, we know the history of Dark Sister. We know it was one of the blades that helped conquer Westeros to begin with, and it would be fucking awesome to get to see it in action again. I will say that, if I'm not mistaken, Valyrian steel never loses its shine, right? I know you never have to sharpen it, but I also think it never loses its shine. And if that's the case, that sword that she's carrying with her is not Dark Sister. But there's like maybe a 20% chance that we get that, just because, like I said, it's not easily relatable. Like, it would be impactful as hell to people like us, because we would be like, yo, that sword helped forge the 7 kingdoms, and now it's coming back into play. But it just, I don't know. And like, honestly, if Bloodraven on the show is 1,000 years old, he's not Bloodraven from the books. He's not that Targaryen bastard, because he would only be a few hundred years old. So if that's the case, if this is a totally different Bloodraven or Three-Eyed Crow, whatever you want to call him, he's not the same person, so he wouldn't have Dark Sister with him. So it would be even more like a stretch to want to see that. I would love to see it. I'm House Targaryen, me personally. I need to... I need to get on the thing. I don't know if it'll let me do it from here. It should. All right. You might hear a quick. I YouTube to YouTube. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Everybody go to YouTube and type in YouTube and see what pops up. All right. Yeah. Nope. No sound. Don't play no sound. I don't want to see that. I came here to make Kyle a moderator. Nice. He said he's down too. That's what's up. All right, cool, bro. I'll be there. My flight to Nashville is actually only 35 fucking minutes. I don't know how that happened, but my flight going there is literally 35 minutes. It's a 7.5, 8 hour drive from where I live. But I think I just made you a... All right, cool. I just made you a moderator. And there was also someone else that I saw I wanted to surprise them with, and I'm not going to say their name out loud yet. Let's see. There you go. Ion Throne and Kyle. Oh, yeah, and King McKay. Let me not forget about you, bro. Can't forget about you, my New Zealander. I might have to come out there to visit the Lord of the Rings set, and I might need somewhere to stay. I don't know if everyone lives in the same village in New Zealand. I'm just kidding. That wasn't even funny. I don't even want to know why the fuck I said that. That was corny. All right, so yeah. Let's see. This is from Sir Yari, and he says, Q&A, let's be honest. Jaime is going to kill his sister, but do you think it's going to... No. Let me call you back right there. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Jaime, all that he's made up, all that he is Cersei. So him killing her is just, that's not his character. He might get enough courage and enough strength to leave her, but him actually killing her, no fucking way. It might happen on something like he has the opportunity to save her, and in the process he kills himself. Or like he has the opportunity to do something and they both die. But if I'm not mistaken, Jaime, and this is also from Alt Shift X video. God, he made so many good points. Shout out to Alt Shift X. I'm sure all of you people watching me right now are subscribed to him. If not, you better go do so. But he made the good point that Cersei believes that she is, like basically, as long as Cersei's alive, Jaime is gonna be alive too. Like there's several quotes and stuff from the books that leads us to believe that as long as Jaime exists, Cersei has to exist, like they're one and the same. Let's see. Oh my God, we got another super chat. Holy fuck. It's another one from Tyrion Jr. Landstark. And he didn't say a message this time either. Oh man, you're awesome, bro. Whoever you are, thank you. Let's do the chat thing. Wolf and fist emojis. Let's do it. Oh, fuck. My phone's powering off. Come on. Don't do this to me. Fuck. Okay, well, now I don't have the chat anymore. Unless I do this. I'll just pop it up on my actual computer. Which is what I was trying to do earlier, but it wasn't working. For whatever reason. It wasn't showing me my own chat. But yeah, to answer your question, or to, to kind of finish answering your question, rather. I don't think Jaime will kill Cersei. I think that he will potentially stray away from her. But I don't ever see him, like, knowingly doing something that will lead him to kill her. I can see him leaving her, and maybe leaving her, not necessarily for dead, but leaving her side, which would ultimately be extra protection for her. Like, let's just say she gets to the point, like... We'll say what happens in the plot leaks or what the plot leak claims. Let's just say it does go down like that. If Cersei is planning that, then Jaime could leave her and maybe even join Jon's side, or maybe join Daenerys' side through Tyrion. Obviously, Daenerys knows that he's the one who killed her father. Look, the screensaver was lining up again, and it's lining up again now. That's perfect because we were talking about Jaime and we're talking about Daenerys. But yeah, I think Daenerys has the potential to let that go. But ultimately, I don't see Jaime ever killing Cersei. And I think that's another reason why they left it out of the show, that part of the Valonqar prophecy. Kitty, what are you doing? Are you fake spraying all around my legs? Are you mad I'm, like, having you trapped in here? Sorry, bro. The kitten needs to get all his craziness out there because he be fucking up my blinds. That cat, the kitten, loves to run in between the blinds and, like, dodge me. He acts like it's a fucking race course, but it's not. All right. Oh, man. Okay, so this is from Courtney Z, and she says Valyrian steel. Needle is Valyrian steel. Where did he get it? Needle's not Valyrian steel. Needle is regular. It's Castle Forge steel. If I'm not mistaken, John even says that. He said I had them make this for you. That would be dope if it was Valyrian steel, but I know for a fact it's not. Let's go real quick. Let's go over the Valyrian steel swords in Jon Snow's possession that we know of. Longclaw and Oathkeeper / half of ice. Like Ned Stark's longsword. So that's 2. Honestly, like that person was saying in my chat, Valyrian steel is not as important as you think it is. It is in the sense that, yes, it kills White Walkers, but there's like 10 White Walkers. Does it kill whites? I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure I saw John cut several whites up, and they came back like it won't shit. Even way back in the early seasons, John, when the whites attacked Lord Commander G.R. Mormont, yeah. They just kept coming. So Valyrian steel is important, but how important is it? If there's only 10 White Walkers that need to be killed, or if there's only 9 or however many there are, you could do that with the 2 Valyrian steel swords that Jon Snow already has in his possession. I'm going to actually say 2.5 because I'm pretty sure that Hardsbane is already, if not in Jon Snow's possession. What is Sam going to do with that? He knows Jon Snow needs, White Walkers, but he knows Jon Snow needs White Walkers. He knows Jon Snow needs help killing White Walkers, but he also knows that he can't do shit with the sword. So he's definitely sending it. I'm pretty sure Jon Snow is about to have another Valyrian steel sword. This is from Chase Glenn. Oh, hello Meridian Mormont from South Africa. Nice. I've always wanted to visit Joburg ever since I saw the movie. Kitty, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Can you not do that right now? I'm live streaming, man. You're trying to rip the whole cable off the wall, please. Ever since I saw District 13, I've wanted to go to Joburg, and I watched this show with Anthony Bourdain called No Reservations, and he's gone there a few times. I've wanted to see Joburg. I heard it's gorgeous. If it is, let me know. Let me know in the chat if Joburg is gorgeous. But yeah, this is from Chase Glennon. What's up? I haven't seen you here before. He says, so now that Bran is back at Winterfell, isn't he technically Lord of Winterfell? I don't know. I don't think that Bran wants that. And honestly, he can't produce an heir. So if we're going with like old school Roynish tradition, like Dornish tradition, I know that's 2 separate things, but the Rhoynar came and mixed in with Dorne. And the houses that we are shown from Dorne have Roynish blood in them. So if we're going by that tradition, I guess Sansa or Arya would be the best candidates. Bran can't produce children. At least I'm freaking positive. And I don't think he wants it. He's a Bloodraven. What do you think, if Bran survives this, what do you think he's going to do? He's probably going to go back north of the Wall and try to, discover more shit. I don't think that he would stay at home in Winterfell. Maybe he would go to Castle Black at the Wall and, set up shop there. I don't know if... Wouldn't it be cool if he followed in the footsteps of Bloodraven from the novels and was at the Wall and, became a Night's Watchman? I don't know if he would actually do that, but would that not be fucking awesome? I totally think it would. Yo, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Here, I'm going to let you out, all right? I'm going to let you out. I'll bring the kitten in here. Oh, my God, Tyrion Jr. Landstark, you did it again, bro. You fucking did it again. We got another $5 donation from Tyrion Jr. Landstark. I wish I knew who you were or that you wrote a message so that I could, read the message, man. That's awesome. Lannisters always pay their debts, and apparently this person is indebted to me. Nah, that's what's up. This is the oh, man, that's awesome. I got to let the cat out. Hang on, I'll be right back. You guys get to see the kitten, too. Hang on. All right, get out, dude. You fat bastard. All right. The kitten is making an appearance. Oh, man. Okay, so responding to my thing about Joburg, Meridian says, Johannesburg is beautiful but can be dangerous. He or she's near Pretoria. I'm not sure where that is. I imagine somewhere in South Africa. Say hello to the kitten. I like to do this thing where I pretend he's a gun. Oh, he's feisty right now. He's not going to let me do it. But I'll grab him like this and I'll go. Pretty funny, but yeah. Alright, so back onto these questions. This is from MSN15195. Q&A. Do you support the theory that Bran is the same as Bran the Builder? The Night King and the time-traveling Bran, basically? I do know that Bran the Builder was apparently a cripple, and I think that's the only evidence of that. That's something that is best left for, if it has any potential of being credible, that's something that's left for the books. It would be easier for George to explain something like that. The TV show doesn't have time to, so I think Bran Stark, this Bran Stark that we're seeing on a Game of Thrones, the television show, is just Bran. He may have the potential to influence the past, but I don't think he has the potential to send himself into the past as another person. So there could be a possibility that he goes back and visits Bran the Builder. Honestly, I would love to see him be like somehow linked to Brandon the Bloody Axe, who is actually one of oh god, I'm gonna kill myself if I don't get this right. I was literally just reading this before we started because I was hoping someone would bring up some shit that I can call on my knowledge from World of Ice and Fire, but no, he's one of the heroes. He's basically Garth Greenhand's like bastard children. One of them. There's like different. Oh, God. Garth Greenhand was like a man whore, man. He slept with all these different people. You know, some people... I think he closely resembles Johnny Appleseed, which is like an American legend because there's tales of Garth Greenhand walking all around, throwing seeds everywhere, and wherever he left, a forest popped up behind him. That sounds like Johnny Appleseed. He walked around with a pot on his head, and he threw apple seeds everywhere, and apple orchards followed, I guess. But yeah, as far as that, I don't think that that's going to happen on the show. It would be something easier that George could explain in the books. I think Bran Stark on the TV show is himself. This is from Steph, and she says, hey, new to the channel, do you think Jaime, welcome, do you think Jaime will charge the dragon and then... So you're talking about that image of him running with the spear? No, not at all. Jaime, for one, is not stupid. The only way that... No, I'm not even going to go into that. I don't think that he's charging at a dragon. What I think he's charging at is... This could be two things. The first one is less likely than the second one. But the first thing I think it could be is Jaime is giving up his last stand. Like, he was possibly sent somewhere, and he knows that he might not have a chance to make it back. So maybe he ends up charging into... He wanted to go out in a bang, basically, and it backfires on him, and he ends up getting captured as a prisoner. And then could potentially be used as a bargaining chip. Like I said, that's the less likely. The second one is he's definitely not running into a dragon. I just wanted to clarify that again, in my opinion. Now, he could be, and if he is, well, fucking I'll be sad that day because I want all the dragons to survive. But, if he is, I honestly... I don't really know what I didn't give that really too much thought. I just thought he was just trying to... He could be pulling a Jon. You know where Jon Snow is charging? And it looks like there's fire everywhere. So it looks like the battle has been going on for a while. But what that could be is him leading the charge into Casterly Rock. Maybe coming to try to reclaim Casterly Rock. I don't think that Cersei is going to have time to react to that. I think that's going to be Daenerys' first move. As soon as she gets the Dragonstone. And actually, I had it in a fucking video too. And I'm bringing it up again. But if you look at a map... You could easily sail from Dragonstone all the way down around Dorne and come up on, I think it's the Iron Islands, and then Casterly Rock are right there. So she could easily go through, and then maybe that's where Euron runs into them or whatever, right when they're trying to go to Casterly Rock. But she could easily sail around there, and I don't think Cersei is going to have time to react. So I think that could be Jaime leading the charge of his reinforcement troops and to go try to take back Casterly Rock. Because obviously, we know that Casterly Rock can defend against dragons very well. We do know that Visenya... Oh, God, I hope it was Visenya and not Rhaenyra. One of Aegon's sister wives told him, hey, yo, she went and scoped out Casterly Rock, and she's like, there's no way that we could take Casterly Rock. And we're actually kind of glad that the Lannisters met us in open battle. Because we wouldn't have been able to take Casterly Rock. So if that's the case, Cersei wants Casterly Rock back. So that shot of Jaime could be Jaime leading the charge into going to take back Casterly Rock. Or it's him, the first option, what I said. Julie says, Dario's the bravest guy with no balls I've ever met. That was a good one. Shout out to Jedi Master Cheryl. Hello, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. This is from Bernie Roosevelt, and he says, "Is that Anakin Skywalker behind the tree?" Oh wait. Oh, you're talking about fucking Darth Vader? Yes, this is Vader. I guess. I mean, one day he was Anakin, but ultimately he died as Anakin too. I guess because he came back to the light side. But yes, this is your boy Darth. I thought the helmet was removable, and and I tried to take it off, and I almost popped his whole head off. So that helmet, if you have one of those, it's like the 70 or the 60-inch Darth Vader figure from Target. It was $100, but I picked it up for $20 because it was on sale. If you have that and you think that the helmet can come off, it doesn't. Don't take it off. You'll just break it like I did, or almost break it. This is from Steph, and I actually like this. It's not really a question, more of like a talking point. She says, anyone think the Starks need to have a conversation about all the weird shit that has happened to them since they last saw each other? We missed that with Sansa and Jon last season. Yeah, Jon never did tell Sansa that he died. I think she could potentially find out. I would love to get some. Oh, shout out to Smokeahanas too. I need to do shout outs again. Everybody type in the chat where you're from so I can call you out and I can shout you out. But yeah. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I think that it will be even better than... Because, you know, last season the theme was awkward family dinners. We got Sam with Tarly's awkward fucking dinner. We got Jon Snow with Sansa and Dolorous Edd and Tormund and Brienne. Awkward fucking dinner. Like, that was a trend last season. And then we also had the awkward dinner where Ramsay was eating, and then he had... Rickon, or he had Small John Umber come in with Rickon. So it was awkward dinners were the thing last season. Hopefully this one is awkward reunions and first time meetups. So we know that there are gonna be a lot of characters crossing paths that haven't seen each other since season 1, season 2, and we're also gonna see a lot of meetups that have never happened to begin with. So I think that could be a recurring theme this season, and I think that we will get several scenes with. I don't think that Jon Snow is going to be there when Bran and Arya shows up. Maybe when Bran shows up because he's closer, technically. But I think they're not going to be all in the same room until the end of the season after Jon Snow goes north of the wall. Once again, the screensaver's lining up with it. Once Jon Snow goes north of the wall and then comes back, that's when we'll probably get them all in the same room. And when they do, and even when Jon Snow's not there, we'll get lots of interesting scenes. I think most of them is going to be with Bran, catching everybody up on what the fuck happened. That brings me to the theory that I wanted to bring up, which was, it wasn't really a theory. I saw in the Gray Areas video, she made a really good job of pointing out, in that scene with Sansa in the very beginning, which I have that picture. I'm going to throw it up here right now. I'm not going to throw anything up, but I'm going to place this image for you alls to view. Here it is. Okay, so she did a really good job of pointing out that the person, it looks like she's walking away from something, and the person that is behind her, she measured up with being, I'm summarizing this, go check out her video if you want to watch it for yourself, but basically she said that the person was the same height as Bran when he was in the Godswood before. Now, if that's the case, I don't know if she would be crying from Bran telling her something, but I do know that there's definitely someone there, and I don't know if it could be Littlefinger, it could also be Bran, but that was kind of what I wanted to talk about. I think that this might actually be, like, they could do something, because I think the last time we saw Sansa last season was after Littlefinger came in to try to kiss her. I think that this could be, I totally lost my train of thought. I started reading the chat, and then I saw that Tyrion Stark has done it again, and he has dropped another $5 in the bank, and this time he says, what do you think the 5 spinoffs are going to be? All right, so let me, and then I have some more questions. All right, cool. Everyone spam the emojis in the chat. I don't know how to do it on the computer. I'll just do smiley faces. Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, wait, it only lets you click on one? That's lame. There we go. Nice. All right, cool. Let's get rid of this image. Okay, so the 5 spinoffs. Wait, it's answering that question about my theory about Sansa. I'll come back to that in a little bit. I don't think that there are going to be 5. I think that George went into that a little bit. I think that he said that there was potentially 6, but HBO came back and said that they're going to be choosing like one of those. I think we'll get 2 spinoffs total, and I think those spinoffs are going to be maybe the War of the Green and the Blacks, And I want there to be some sort of like Targaryen family history in there because they've got so much of it. And if we go back just 150, 200 years, there are so many more dragons and so much more that is left open that there would be surprises for us to see. Because George said that by the end of Game of Thrones, we're going to know everything. Game of Thrones, this television series. By the end of that, we're going to know everything that happened in Robert's Rebellion. He could have also been referring to his books. By the time A Dream of Spring comes out, we'll know all of the secrets behind Robert's Rebellion. We'll know about the Turning Harrenhal. So there's going to be no surprises left. So I think the main choice that a lot of people wanted to see Robert's Rebellion, that's taken off the table. So I think that we'll get some sort of Targaryen history, whether that's the Greens versus the Blacks, or, you know, some of the Blackfire rebellions. And then my second choice is going to be like the Age of Heroes. You know, basically all of the people that we see now on the show, they're counterparts from fucking a millennia ago. That would be awesome to see if we get to see characters that I had mentioned earlier, like Brandon Bloody Axe or Garth Greenhand, or Land the Clever, who was actually a bastard child of Garth Greenhand. See, this guy was banging everybody back then. It's so much stuff. And then we could also, I know I said I would only give you two, but we could also see something from like Ahai, like something from Essos, some sort of like Essos. I don't really know. I mean, there's a lot of shit, you know, that we can use from the World of Ice and Fire. Let's see, there was a couple questions before that I was trying to. Oh crap! Everybody started naming where they were from, and I totally missed that. Okay, so we've got, first up, we've got Kyle's fucking Azor Hype, and he says the lands of always winter, aka Canada, Morocco, Tennessee, Houston, Texas, Hawaii, but now outside of Baltimore, and also part-time China, right? Western Massachusetts, I think. Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to ATL. I've driven through there twice. Y'all have fucking insane highways, like 12-lane highways. It reminds me of the highways back in DC and like in Philly. It was crazy. It was nuts. I was not ready for that shit. We were on our way actually to Gulf. Wait, no, yeah, it was Gulf, Mississippi. No, it wasn't Gulf, Mississippi. My girlfriend kicked my ass right now. I can't remember where the fuck her family's from. Oh, man, where was it? It was like an hour and a half outside of New Orleans. I think it was Gulf. Nope, it was Biloxi. I screwed that up. But, yeah, I've driven through Atlanta twice, once on the way to Biloxi, Mississippi, and then once on the way back from Biloxi. Both times the traffic was fucking insane, and y'all's highways are nuts. And then I did see a couple of questions also. This is from Jedi Master Cheryl, and she says, do you think Jon is going to die north of the wall? And Beric Dondarrion is going to give him the kiss of life? You should have did spoilers, because that's... I guess I wouldn't have to say spoilers if I didn't say what I was about to. I don't know how that would go down, but I really don't think Jon Snow's going to die this season. I think he will come close to dying, and he's right about to die. But then, like in my video, I think that Benjen is going to show up and save him. And I actually pointed out that on the back of the horse that we see Jon Snow riding off into the distance at the very end of the trailer, where Sansa goes, you know, the lone wolf dies. I think that that's Benjen's horse, because the cloak, like the saddle, if you will, on the back of it is the exact same saddle that we saw last season. And it's the same way that Benjen showed up before. He showed up right when Bran was about to die. Bran summoned him. So what if Bran's watching the entire battle from those fucking crows that he's, you know, using to warg into, and then right at that last moment, or not at the last moment, but he sends word to Bloodraven, yo, look, sends word to Bloodraven, sends word to Benjen, aka Cold Hands, and he's like, look, go save your nephew. And then that's that. He basically throws him on his horse. Jon Snow is like covered in stab wounds and shit, and then he rides off. There was also something in the plot leaks that said that someone else and her 3 WMDs could come save him, but I don't know if that will happen. That would be fucking badass if it did, but she would risk turning one of hers into a white dragon, and that would be sad. Oh, look, speaking of the birds, let's see. We got another question from... Chase Glenn, and he says, do you think Bran told her that Jon isn't their actual brother? I mean, even if he did, that's not really Sansa. Someone like Sansa never really considered. I'm assuming you're referring to Jon, or to Bran, or to Sansa. God damn it, and not Arya. But someone like Sansa never really considered Jon her brother until it was. Sansa's a bitch to Jon in the books, and she even admits to being it so in the show. We just don't really notice that because their interaction is very short and brief, so we don't really get a hint of that. In the novels, it's kind of the same way. We get a little bit more, and we do know that Sansa is a complete bitch towards Jon. She's just like Catelyn in that sense. That Catelyn Stark, fuck, I was gonna say Tully. I guess she is a Tully, whatever. She hates Jon Snow. She wants nothing to do with him. She does, I think, feel a little bit guilty about it on the TV show, and Sansa's that same way in the sense that she never really considered Jon Snow her brother until Jon Snow's alive and she gets to him and he's safe. And then in that moment when they hug, she's like, oh, okay, I guess you are my brother now. You know what I mean? But I think, obviously, over the Battle of the Bastards, she's grown a lot closer to Jon. So I don't think that Bran telling Sansa that Jon Snow is not their brother is going to have that much impact because Sansa Sansa was used to feeling that way. You know what I mean? And honestly, it's definitely not going to change the way Bran feels about Jon, for sure. Arya, that's completely out of the question. Jon Snow is, Arya loves Jon Snow. That's her favorite. So it's definitely not going to change her. If anything, the one person that I might be worried about, and I know I'm going back on my word, would be Sansa, because she wanted the respect of Jon Snow, and once she finds out that that's not even her brother, and that technically she's even more the rightful heir to Winterfell, maybe that would egg her on a little bit. But I honestly think that it's all about sticking together. The Starks, that's what she's telling whoever, could be Littlefinger, could just be that she's saying a quote. She's telling them that the lone wolf dies alone, but the pack survives. Where are you at, kitten? Because you have been back here for a long time, and I don't see you. It's kind of worrying me for a second. You're probably into some shit you shouldn't be in. Oh, you're sleeping. Okay, I'll just let you do your thing, bro. My bad. You guys can't see him. He's sleeping underneath there, right next to my guitar. He's like at the base of my guitar. Can you see it? See him down here? Whatever. All right, so yeah, let's answer some questions. This one's from Sam Flanagan, and he says, do you think that Jon is calling out the Night King in that one scene where he's being an alpha badass? You're talking about where he fights him, drops his ass with the sword, and then goes like this, gives him the shoulder shrug. I think that he could be doing that. Basically, I think what could be happening is, since Jon Snow is fully surrounded on all sides by what it appears to be whites, this is that scene right here, actually, no, he drops a white, and then that's when he does. He doesn't drop a White Walker. But he's probably about to drop this dude anyway. I think what that could be is, and what I mentioned in my initial breakdown, but then I kind of retracted it. I think that Jon Snow could be, like, being put through the paces. Like, maybe the Night King is testing him, and the Night King is basically fucking with him, where he's killed off everyone that he went there with, and he's just sending in his men one at a time to try to see how good Jon Snow is with the sword, because maybe then he'll turn him into the opposite of what Benjen is, where it's like halfway between life and death, and Jon may become a White Walker. Obviously, I pulled that back, but that's what I initially thought could be going down in that scene. Is basically Jon Snow's being put through the ringer, and he has to fight, some of the strongest men of the Night King. That would be cool, because it would show us more that they have like human nature, like they do shit similar to what humans would do, like kind of testing skill levels and testing maybe allegiance or something. I also mentioned that Jon Snow could be fighting off the influence of the Night King, because Jon Snow is dead. We do know that the Night King is a necromancer, so he should technically have control over the dead. The only reason why Benjen is the way he was is because Bloodraven interfered. And when I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how Jon Snow came back, I don't necessarily know that it was Melisandre. Melisandre could have opened the gateway, but what if Bloodraven saw, and Bloodraven was the one who ended up bringing Jon Snow back, and Bran hasn't found that out yet because Bran hasn't had the vision of it, and maybe that's why Bloodraven was killed so easily, is because he used maybe the last of his power to bring back Jon Snow. Or it could have been Bran subconsciously. I don't know. Maybe Bran, when he's in that weirwood tree outside of Castle Black, he goes back in time and then basically gives Melisandre the extra magic she needed to bring him back. What if crazy Game of Thrones is amazing when you can think of crazy shit like that, and it has a little bit of plausibility. Oh wow, I've missed a shit ton of questions. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick one. This one's from MSN 15195. Says Q&A. What's west of Westeros? Lonely Light. the Iron Islands, and then way the fuck out there is Lonely Light. It's pretty funny because the Ironland, it's owned, the Ironlands, the Iron people, the Ironborn, they own this place, but because it's so far out there, they rarely travel there, that they make up stories about people that live on Lonely Light, and then people that live on Lonely Light make stories about people that live on the mainland. I will say that further west of that, few people have traveled out there, and even less have returned. Like, basically, there's, like, maybe 2 or 3 people that have come out there, and they all have said the same shit, which is basically it's nothing but ocean. Like, endless ocean. Miles and miles of ocean. So, I think it could be, like, when England first left to discover the New World, even though the Vikings had done it before that, and some people think the ancient Egyptians had been here even before that. But yeah, I think that that's the type of scenario. They just didn't bring enough supplies or sailed long enough. They probably got out there, were sailing for months, and didn't reach any land yet, and then fucking turned around, and then basically cannibalized all the people on the ship. But yeah, west of Westeros, Lonely Light, even further than that, nothing but endless ocean. Could potentially wrap around to Ahai, like go back around to the eastern, the most eastern part of Essos. I hope my mic hasn't cut out again. God, that would set me off. Type in the chat if my audio is good, please, please. Let's see. If you have some Q&As, type them in that Q&A. Okay, this is from Bridget Hammond. And shout out to Bridget Hammond. I haven't seen you here before. Welcome. She says, the last hero brought 12 companies, a horse, a sword, dog, and north of the wall. They all died except for the last hero. Is that foreshadowing that all of them will die except Jon? I actually answered that earlier. It could be, and we had also mentioned that the dog could be foreshadowing or like basically like a metaphor for the Hound. But I don't, and I also mentioned I don't know if the Hound goes all the way north with Jon. We do see the Hound in that northern snowy scene, but he could have stayed at Castle Black to help, you know, stay there and defend it just in case Jon Snow doesn't make it back and a horde of White Walkers come back in his place. But that's totally foreshadowing. And I want to give a shout out again to Alt Shift X because he was the first person and the only person that I've seen bring that up. And I don't watch everybody's Game of Thrones videos. I watch him. I've been subscribed to him since then. I was also subscribed to a shit ton of other YouTubers, but YouTube unsubscribes me from people. So I didn't want to resubscribe and then be like, you know, oh, like this, whatever. So yeah, I have always remained subscribed to him, and yeah, he was the first person I had seen bring that up. So shout out to him. And if someone else did, like I said, I apologize. I'm sure Kyle has. I'm sure Kyle is the motherfucking man when it comes to book knowledge and combining with the show. So I'm sure Kyle has mentioned that before as well. Wait, Meridian says cats suck. You were wrong about that. Cats are fucking some of the best things on the planet. You know? So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, you're talking about Catelyn Tully. Okay, I'm sorry, you're right. Catelyn Tully does suck. I'm way behind in the chat. This is another one from Bridget Hammond, and she says, do you think Sansa has told Jon Bran wasn't killed by Theon and Arya is still alive? Well, Sansa told Jon last season that Theon didn't kill Bran and Rickon. Because when that pink letter was written to Jon Snow, it had mentioned that I have your brother. And then Sansa was like, no, he's not lying because Theon said that he didn't kill Bran and Rickon. It was the farmers' kids or whatever. She didn't say all that in detail, but she did say that Theon didn't kill them. So he knows that there's still a chance for Bran to be alive. And I'm pretty sure Sam told Jon back in season 3 that he saw, or season 3 or season 4, I think it was season 4, Bran told Jon that he had ran into him north of the, like, heading back from north of the wall, heading back from Craster's, and that he basically didn't remember Bran ran into him and Gilly at the, I think it was the Night Fort. I'm not sure, though. I'm pretty sure it was the Night Fort. Oh, shit. Kyle's heading out for some sleepy time. Hell yeah, bro. I'm gonna DM you as soon as I finish this stream. We definitely need to rock some shit out. Be awesome. Be awesome. I'm looking forward to that goddamn spicy chicken. I thought it was only like like just dry spice, but they also offer sauce ones. So I might get a little, like a half a plate of the sauceless ones and then a half a plate of the sauce ones. Myself am a huge fan of saucy hot wings, so I think I might enjoy those a little bit more. But I'm also a fan of dry rub spices, so I don't know. We'll see about that. But we should, yeah, definitely let's get that popping off. This is from. I thought I had the question, but it wasn't a question. Wait, yes it is. Iron Throne says Catelyn, not kitty cats. That was funny. This is from Steph, and she says Q&A. Dragon's reaction to Jon, hint hint to the audience about what? Are you talking about spoiler stuff? Because that was not in the trailer. I think you're talking about spoiler stuff, and if you are, let me know, and I'll throw on a spoiler alert before I start talking about that, because I know you're talking about a leaked scene that happened. Not plot leak, a leaked scene is what I meant to say, rather. This is from King McKay, and he says, Q&A, if Jon tries to make peace with Cersei for the greater good, what do you think's... Oh, bro, I love that fucking question. Honestly, I think Jon will try to do that this season, because he's going to be trying to unite everyone to go fight the major threat. That's gonna Jon's nickname this season is gonna be called the Uniter Reuniter. Like, he's going to try to reunite and unite a whole bunch of people. So Sansa's reaction to that could be negative. That could be something that, you know, a huge hindrance on the relationship. Sansa fucking despises Cersei. I will say that there were a couple scenes where Cersei kind of acted in a way that you would think she was looking out for Sansa, but ultimately not really. You know, it was kind of like very backhanded. It was like, or half-handed or whatever. I'm not sure how to call that. Like, it was like, you know, not really. She kind of was trying to tell her advice and like how to act. Remember in the Battle of the Blackwater when they were all nervous and they all thought they were going to die, and she was saying that she told Sir Ilan Payne to kill us if Stannis' men gets there, because she thinks that Stannis' men could rape them and all that other shit, which honestly Sansa would have been in the best hands ever if Stannis had been successful. But see, when I go off on that crazy tangent, okay, so we're talking about so yeah, Sansa's reaction to Jon wanting to make peace, I think will be, like I said, a huge hindrance on the relationship. I think Sansa's reaction will be negative, and she definitely won't want to make any kind of peace. She'll say, we don't fucking need their help, and Jon will say, yes we do, we'll need everyone, the White Walkers are coming, and then that's that. It'll probably cause a little bit more tension in the relationship, but I think that someone like Arya could hop in and say a few lines like, no, yeah, let Jon try to make an alliance with her, so that way we can get her caught off guard, and then I'll slip on this little face I got and go stab her fucking brains out or strangle her in her sleep, you know? Valonqar with a girl. She is a younger sister, though, not a younger brother. Let's see. This is from MSN 15195 Q&A. Do you believe that Bran is the Lord of Light, green seeing from the future in the same way he did? No. I actually had answered a question similar to that earlier, if I thought Bran was like Bran the Builder and all them. I don't think so. I think Bran is who he is in this present day and time. I do think that he has the potential to influence the past, and I think he may do that, or he may go back and see how the wall was made, just so he knows what kind of enchantments they use. I personally think that the wood that was used to build the framing of the wall was made out of weirwood trees, and then those weirwood trees were engraved with incantations. That was one of my first big fucking theories here on YouTube. It was like probably like the 14th or 15th video I dropped, but I think that Bran may do that, but I don't think he's any kind of like... Time travel gets so confusing. We already have such a crazy... confusing to the average person type of show, so I don't think they're going to add something like time travel into that. Time travel is nuts. You can't see yourself, and then you can. But I do think that he has the potential of traveling back to see how the wall was made, just so he could use that in present day, and maybe try to get everyone who's like going to fight them in a huge major battle in the same castle, and reinforce that castle with the same way, like with weirwood tree frames engraved with certain incantations that he will have seen in the past. I think that we could get something like that. This is from This is from the Bio Explorer, and she says, Q&A. Did you watch Teflon's video on Sansa's audio at the start of the last trailer? He nailed that. I think he dropped that earlier. No, I haven't had a chance to see it. I haven't even watched Philip DeFranco's video yet. I can't wait to see that. The thumbnail was capturing. I haven't like all the people that I subscribe to. I haven't watched any of their videos yet because earlier I personal stuff, and then I was getting set up for my live stream, and then I started the live stream, and then it got screwy because of my own fault. So I ended up ending that. So no, I haven't seen that video yet. But if you say he nailed it, I'll take your word for that. This is from Jedi Master Cheryl, and she says, Q&A, what do you think will happen with Melisandre and Jon/Davos when they reach Dragonstone? Will Dany protect her? I think that the way Jon Snow is going to meet Daenerys is from going to Dragonstone, because he knows that there are mines of dragonglass inside that, like hidden caches of it everywhere, just laying on the fucking ground. And Davos is going to remind him of that, and I think Jon's going to take a small troop of soldiers to hopefully go get some dragonglass, and I don't think he's going to realize it, but Daenerys is actually there. And that's how they run into each other. And honestly, I don't think Daenerys is going to be hostile towards Jon and Davos. She might be towards Melisandre, but not really. Not until Jon talks to her, or not until Davos talks to her and tell her what Melisandre has done. I honestly, the only person I'm concerned about in that is Melisandre. I think Jon and Davos are going to be just fine. Tyrion and Jon have a pre-existing relationship. Like, they have met each other. They traveled to the Wall together, and that was the first time either one of them had ever been to the Wall. Tyrion pissed off the top of the Wall, so I think they're going to reconnect over that. Okay, so Ace Newland. Oh, shit. Shout out to Daughter of Ice and Fire. Hello. She's going to work, so I'm assuming it's morning time over where she is. And she says, have a good time at the Count of Thrones. Well, thank you, madam. I will. And also, I want to give a super special thank you to you because she donated to my GoFundMe, which is not too late if anybody wants to do that. You can click the link down in the description and go give me some money so I can help pay for my hotel stay, which is fucking expensive. For 3 days in Nashville, you would think I was staying in fucking Paris, France or something. Jesus Christ, it's crazy expensive. But yeah, this is from Ace Newland, and it's not a question. It's an awesome statement, and I think she wants us to lay the leaks on her. But whoa, dude. Back it up, Mark. Calm down. All right. She says, I stayed away from the leaks this season, which is why I haven't been here in a while, but I'm ready for the leaks and spoilers. Pour them upon me. All right, so we're about to get spoiler fucking heavy in this chat right now. We are about to switch it over to plot leak, to leaked images, to all that good shit. And I'm honestly kind of hesitant on doing it because we're so close to the start of this season. But I will do that for you. I'll say one of the best ones, one of the best spoilers that I heard. Not necessarily the one that I'm most looking forward to, but one of the best things from the leaked plot is that Jon Snow and Daenerys. Whoa, shit. Spoiler alert. First, let me get that out there. Spoiler alert proper, right? Shit. Who called me? It's midnight. Who the fuck called me this late at night and left a goddamn voicemail? No one listens to voicemails. All right, so yeah. Okay, so let's see. All right, so that was a fair spoiler warning, right? One of my most intrigued, one of the things that got me most intrigued is I heard that Jon Snow and Daenerys will make love on a boat headed north. That's like the last scene of the season. The last episode is long enough for something like that to happen, but supposedly, according to the plot leak, and a lot of the plot leak has been confirmed while it was coming out through known spoilers, and also has been further confirmed by even more known spoilers. So, careful, but I don't know if that scene is necessarily going to happen, but that was one of the things that intrigued me the most. One of the other things that it was saying was Jon Snow going north of the Wall, which totally is happening. We can see that from the trailers. Jon Snow is definitely north of the Wall. He's in wildling gear, and he's got certain people that were listed from the plot leak with him. He's got certain people that were listed to go north with Jon Snow. They're with him. Also, the plot leak confirmed that Yara gets captured by Euron, and that's kind of been confirmed too through known spoilers. There's actually a picture of him walking her through the streets of King's Landing, which that's who that is in the trailer. Everyone, I don't know fucking why, but everyone thought that people of King's Landing would be cheering for Cersei. What? No! My sweet summer child, you haven't been paying attention. No! They're cheering for Euron because Euron technically saved King's Landing from a huge battle because he is the fucking Storm, and he brought about the destruction of a Stormborn, Daenerys Stormborn. But yeah, so those people in King's Landing are clapping for him because he just saved their city. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. There's a lot more. Let me see what's going on in the chat. I like that. Julie said, "May the league turn into a fountain." That can be taken like so many different ways. Oh, man. All right. Oh, look at my little baby. He's down here sleeping. All right, so we're going to chill out on the spoiler chat. I think that was enough. Sorry, Javier. I just saw that. Sorry, bro. Look at him. He's sleeping. See, this is the only time when this little dude is peaceful. Like, this is the only time. He's a fucking insane bag of hell. Most of the other time. So when he's sleeping, I kind of take advantage of that. I like put him up here on my shoulder and like let him chill up there and stuff. Cause he'll do it. He'll lay up there as long as he's sleeping. All right. So yeah, we're turning off the spoiler fountain, and let's get back to the Q&As. Let's get some Q&A stuff. Just because I don't want someone to pop up and then be like, "Oh shit, what the did I just hear?" You know what I mean? A says, "I remember us talking endlessly last year about leaks and saying Dario was going to betray Dany because of his daggers. We were so hyped." Hell yeah, we were. I was fucking stuck on that theory until like the 4th episode, and I was like, yo, that's not happening. I wanted that to happen so bad just because it was like, it made sense. I thought it made sense, and I was like, oh, look, these are the 3 betrayals. Dario's a part of all 3 betrayals with Daenerys. Not realizing that 3 betrayals, if it was going to happen in the show, it should have already happened. Hey. Where are you trying to... All right, I'll let you back down, bro. My bad. My bad, dude. Let me get you some food right quick. Hold up. Oh, we got some kitty chow for the kitty. All right. Let's get those questions pouring in. Q&A. Will Mark go to Con of Thrones as book Dario Naharis? Answer. There is a possibility. What I'm thinking I might do is, because I've been wanting to trim my beard for a while, what I'm thinking I might do is shave like a portion of it, dye it blonde, and then dye it blue, and then twist it up, and then, I don't know what I would do for my hair, but I would probably just wear like basically like a pirate's get up or something. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. What do you all think about that? Do you think it would be funny, or do you think it would be a little bit too silly? I'm not sure. I think it might be a little bit. I think most of the people there that are going to it would know exactly who I am. But I bet you most people that like would see me walking around, they'd be like, who the fuck? Why did you dye your beard blue? The reason why I said I would have to dye it. Oh yeah. I forgot about the mustache. I could actually twist it up. I have I was gonna get some beard oil, and then rock it like that, and then get the little locks down here, But I would have to dye it blue first because my hair is so dark it wouldn't take the blue dye. I would have to dye it blonde first, is what I meant to say. All right, Dalbert, and he was one of the ones who told me I need to shave my beard. Yeah, I saw those comments there earlier. But yeah, Dalbert says Q&A. Will Dany be able to get pregnant? I think she's honestly. I don't really like saying this, but I think she's barren, and I think she knows that. She said she was. She said the only way that she'll have a child is when the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And to go forward, she must go backwards. Oh, Jedi Master Cheryl, if I do that, there will be more than pictures. There will be a video. There will probably be a live stream or something, because I don't know. I think it would be funny. I think it would be really funny, because it's getting to that point where it's like a little bit too long. Every time I eat, I get hair in my mouth. That's honestly the only thing that is annoys me about this beard. The hair isn't itchy or anything like that. It's not like rough. It's softer, but every time I take a bite of something, these fucking hairs over here get in my mouth. But yeah, if I do that, I would totally either stream it or film it. Let's see if I missed some questions. Bridget says, it's an awesome stream when your host stops to feed his cat. Hell yeah, I had to. He's getting hungry. He woke up and he was like, He was being cute, and I knew that the next step usually when I wake him up is the hungry. Shout out to LM Shaw. Honestly, everyone right now, you guys need to all type into the chat, LM Shaw, you are amazing. And I know it's not LM. I'm just saying. Everyone right now, type in the chat, LM Shaw, you are amazing. And all of these videos and these streams coming up are pretty much dedicated to you. Okay? Okay? But yeah, make sure everyone, please type that in the chat right now. Do it quick. Do it. Do it. Your maester commands you. Your maester. Why did I pick a maester? Oh, because Maester Wolken was up on the screen. All right. Let me see if I missed any. Okay, so we got one from MSN 15195, and she says Q&A. What do you know about the North Grove mentioned in the Game of Thrones Telltale game? Honestly, I haven't played that. I really haven't. I played it. I live streamed me playing it for a very short period of time. Why is there a random picture of Dragonstone in there? Okay. I guess that was from the new trailer. Yes, please, everyone, type it in. Type it in. Type it in. LM Shaw, you're amazing. Do it. Do it. Keep typing it. Yes, 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 yes. You guys are my minions. You guys are my sheeples. Not my subscribers, my sheeples. Yes. Let's make her feel good. Everyone, type it in. Type it in. Type it in. Cool. All right. So we had a... Yes, you guys are awesome. You guys are fucking awesome. All right. So we had a question. We actually have 3 questions. To answer MSN's question, I haven't played the game far enough to get to that point. This is from Dalbert Rose, and he says Q&A, who's the future leader of the Reach? I don't even think that will be brought up. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what that's a question for you guys. Who would be the next leader of the Reach? We do know that they all died last season. The Reach being like the wetlands, like the grasslands, like Highgarden and shit like that. I don't know. I don't think there is anybody left. I know that there was some people in my comment section last time was saying that they thought that there might be a possibility that one of the Tyrells could have gotten out of the Sept of Baelor, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, as of right now, it's Olenna, but she has the potential of dying next season, so I'm not sure. Let's see. This one's from Jedi Master Cheryl, and she says Q&A. Do you think there are any children of the Force left alive to assist in the War for Dawn? I wish there was. I would love to see one, or another one that maybe had survived all that, but I don't think so. I think in the show, just for like story's sake, like they would have to involve explaining how the fuck one of them survived all that. I think we do have a potential of seeing some children of the Force whites next season, like them turned into some whites, but I think they're all dead. For all intents and purposes in the show, they're definitely dead. We know they're still alive in the books. Oh, that's a good one. King McKay says he thinks Randall Tarley could be potentially allying himself with Cersei in order to become the new Lord of the Reach. But here's the thing with that. I don't think Cersei is going to have much say-so after this season. I think that Cersei will have say-so over King's Landing, or the place that she immediately resides. This is from Bridget, and she says, Q&A, do you think Cersei will make her relationship with Jaime public? If she knows what's good for her, probably not. She said it to Septa Onella, but that's because Onella ain't going nowhere. She had wine poured all over her. She was waterboarding her, or wine-boarding her, and then she probably got raped by the Mountain. I'm not even going to say that with a smile on my face, because there's nothing funny about rape. But, yeah, if she's smart, she wouldn't. Just keeping it short, if she's smart, she would not reveal that relationship to the public. Public being citizens of King's Landing, because I don't think anybody else is going to be listening to that crazy bitch. Here's a question for you guys. What do you think the rest of Westeros is going to think when they find out what happened in King's Landing with the Sept of Baelor. And then Daenerys is on her way. Cersei is going to try to spin that in all types of ways. Like I've said this so many times in my videos, if I can repeat myself now. But she's definitely going to spin it to make it seem as though the Tyrells and Dorne are at fault. She's definitely going to do that. She's going to be like, well, they killed my daughter, Myrcella. And then she's going to say that the Tyrells sided with Renly and she couldn't trust them. You know, that's just how she is. I don't think House Tyrell had any bastards. We know Mace wasn't sleeping with no one. And we know Loras wasn't into women. Yeah. This is from John Pagayoya, and he says, hey, dude, can you not claw my fucking knee, please? God, that hurt like an asshole. He says, do you think the show will explain more of the Doom of Valyria, the oily black stones? Now, I'm going to answer the second part first. The oily black stones, for people that don't know, he's referring to these mysterious stones that are all over, not just Westeros, they're all over Planetos in mad different locations. Some of them are in the Iron Islands, and then some of them are all the way in Essos. And there's actually an entire fort that's made out of this shit over in Essos. But I don't think we're going to get any explanation for that. I think the only black stone we're going to be talking about this season in Game of Thrones is going to be Dragonglass. And the first part of your question, will we know more about the Doom of Valyria? I fucking hope so. Definitely not on Game of Thrones and probably not in Season 7. Maybe in Season 8. Maybe Bran will be going on this like crazy like dream mission and he'll have to find out everything. We do know that Bran was shown a lot of shit and we broke down his visions because they were played super quick. But the show can easily slip in some more and say that Bran learned about something like the Doom of Valyria. I think that we have more potential of finding out about something like that in one of the spinoffs. If we get something about like the Greens versus the Blacks or Aegon's Conquest, which honestly, I would love it if it was Aegon's Conquest. Like, yes, we know most of what happened, through World of Ice and Fire, but it would be cooler to open that up more and find out even more. There's definitely some surprises left in there. Ace Newland says, I read somewhere that the children in the Weirwoods have a symbiotic relationship and that they could spring forth with more trees. So you're saying if there were more Weirwood trees, they could come back? Like, because there's more. I could see that. They're linked to the old magic, so it would make sense. Although I think that it's possible. But what I think really is, like, their race is gone. For the TV show, for all intents and purposes, they're gone. It's just easier way to wrap up their story. But if we got, like, a 5 years down the line, and if Bran survives, he's going to want his magic to increase, and the North are still going to worship the old gods. They always will, so they could potentially plant more Weirwood forest, and that could maybe eventually lead to the old magic coming back into the land, and then a few hundred years down the road, we could get more creatures like Children of the Forest or some sort of like offshoot between. Technically, there are still Children of the Forest relatives living. A lot of people think the Chronog men are mixed with them just from the way they're described in the books and the way that we hear the descriptions of the Children of the Forest. But honestly, I think that for the show, they're done. The Bio Explorer says there could be Children of the Forest, or could the Children of the Forest still be at the Isle of Faces? I don't think so. I think all of the Children of the Forest were called up north for the show. All of them were called up north when Bloodraven called for Bran. There were so many of them. We just saw that one that came out in Season 4 to help Bran get in the cave where Jojen died. We just saw that one, I think, and then we skipped a whole season, Season 5, and then in Season 6 when we saw them again, there was like fucking 10 of them. So I don't know. There could be, if we could see the Isle of Faces, maybe some of them were present with Howland when he stayed there for a few months for waiting for winter to break before the tourney at Harrenhal. That would be dope. Oh, man, what up, Lord Dom Snow? He says, what up, my boy? What up, son? Papa bless. I'm a huge H3 fan. They're fucking, they're gold, man. Let's see, Q&A. Jesse C says Mace was saving himself for a Rawrest. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be at Con of Thrones. Mace fucking Tyrell is going to be at Count of Thrones. I'm gonna ask him if that scene with Pycelle, if he actually farted. Like, if Pycelle actually farted, because that sounded like a real fart. Like, that was legit. Pycelle literally shit his pants when the Mountain walked in. God, that was such a good scene. Mace, honestly, I couldn't stand him a little bit, but it was because his character, they made him so dumb, and, like, he always took up scenes in episodes where I really wanted to know what the fuck was going on with everyone else, and then they slipped in his 2 to 3 minute scenes when he went to go see the Iron Bank, Bravos and shit like that. And then even before that, and when he's talking with Olenna, it's just like taking up time. And then when he shows up with Jaime with the Highgarden troops, I was actually happy about that. Isn't that going to be funny when Jaime goes back to take Highgarden and he sees those same troops that were just helping him try to take the Sept of Baelor back from the Faith Militant? That's going to be hilarious. He's like, hey guys, I know we were friends before, but I've came back to conquer you. Want to still be friends afterwards? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Kitty, can you please not go behind the blinds, bro? Please, don't do it. Come on, man. You're about to get kicked out of here. I'm in the live stream. I can't be getting distracted like this. All right. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, so this is from Ion Trone. Make sure you guys go follow him on Twitter. He says, Gilly's baby, the new ruler of the Reach. I thought it was a serious question. Maybe. I don't know what would make him entitled to that. I guess maybe because he's Sam's son and Sam is in the Night's Watch and Sam can't have any lands or titles. I can see that. Everybody thinks that that's Sam's son, except for people that know that it's not, like Jon and all them. But Jon would be like, hey, look, man. If you want that, go ahead. That would be hilarious. That's a really good one. Hashtag Gilly baby Sam is the new ruler of the Reach. Q&A from oh wait, I thought you retracted it. Q&A from Bridget Hammond. She says, how do you think Tyrion will feel working with Dorne when he finds out they killed his niece? Honestly, at this point, like, yeah, Tyrion has a heart, and yeah, Tyrion still cares about shit, but honestly, I think he should have already known that. If they were going to address that, he should have already known that, but I think it will make him feel less sympathetic when one of them eventually gets captured. When I won't say which one, we know which one, we saw it in the trailer. Look, me and Kitty are going to reenact the scene. Hey, kitten, stop it, just wait, let's reenact the scene. This is the scene with Are you swatting at my face, bro? What the fuck is that? Why are you swatting at me? You don't like me no more? I feed you. Never bite the hand that feeds you, mister. Don't do it. Don't do it. Give me a kiss. That's what they did though. So yeah. I don't think that it's gonna bother him too much. I think that it will probably make him less sad when he finds out that they all died, but I don't think it's gonna bother him too much. The Bioexplorer says, Doom of Valyria, a leftover nuclear weapon from our time, was found and the Valyrians evidently set it off. Planetos of the Dragons style. That's funny. You're talking about Reign of Dragons? God, that's such a good movie. Post-apocalyptic nuclear winter. If I'm not mistaken, Preston Jacobs is going to be at Count of Thrones too. I saw his name was up there on the guest speakers list, but it's gone now. I don't know if he's not doing it. He was doing a panel with this guy who ran this comic book thing. Like a comic book, either a line of comic books or like a comic book story. He was going to be doing a panel with that guy, and it was like one panel. And I know it was Preston Jacobs because it said Preston Jacobs, and then his description, it sounds like something Preston would say. I was fucking looking forward to that. I hope he's still going. That would be sick, dude. Preston Jacobs! Get to meet one of my YouTube idols. God, Preston Jacobs' videos are so fucking good. Like, he does the unserious Q&A stuff now, but when he first, I'm not saying that that's not funny. That's fucking hilarious, too. That shit is golden. I wish I got comments like that on my videos, but check out his stuff, man. Check it out. He has some really good videos, and honestly, he's been doing this YouTube shit for so long, he's done almost everything first. Like, literally almost everything he's done first. Him, Emergency Awesome, even Red Team Review, they all go back, ways. And Tony Teflon, how the fuck did I forget about? I just had him on my channel. All of them have done it first. So if you want to pay homage to those people, go subscribe to them. Go like their videos. Go comment on their videos. Tell them that I sent you so that I could get them to, maybe they'll DM me and be like, hey, man, appreciate the subscribers. Was that not racist? Was that not racist? That was my impression of Tony Teflon. Hey, yo, what up? That's, God, racism. Guess what? I'm black, though, so who cares? Who cares? I can do that shit. Kitten, please. Hey, dude, leave the blondes alone, bro. Look, laser pointer. God damn it. You're going to ruin these. These are cheap blondes anyway. Now you've lost your welcome. You're getting kicked out. Back to the room for you, buddy. Say bye to everyone. Bye. Bye, everybody. Oh, no, not you. Excuse me. All right, go ahead. We're switching out animals, I guess. All right, so the kitten has been replaced by my dog. I thought you were already asleep, bro. He was like, no, I ain't asleep. I'm waiting for them fucking bones. All right. Oh, yeah, and Iron Throne made a good point. A lot of Mace Tyrell's really good things is when he starts singing. He's like, do you remember the such and such? And then he's like, I'm like, oh, my God, is this dude really singing that? That's hilarious. All right. This is from Lord Dom Snow, and he says, Q&A. What main cast members do you think will die? Main cast members? Honestly, I don't think any of the main cast members are dying. I have my phone up. I'm about to look and see how many people are watching right now. I don't think... Let me answer the question first. I don't think that any of the main cast members are going to die. I know you're probably like, what? But not this season. They've all signed contracts to be in Season 8. So that's kind of cheating, I know, but I don't think that any of them are going to die. I think that everybody wants Cersei to die, and that's what's going to keep her alive. I think that pretty much everybody else, we want to stay alive. And I think they will. The main cast members, when I say main, I mean, or I don't know who you mean, but who I mean is Mace Tyrell. No, I'm just kidding. Cersei, Jaime, Kit Harington, and Emilia Clarke. Those four right there. Those are the four main cast members, and they're not dying. So if those are the four main cast members you're talking about, they will not be dying until Season 8. And honestly, I don't see Cersei dying at all. I see her making it through to the very end, part of the bittersweet ending. I've been saying that for about a year now. If those are the main cast members that you're talking about, I don't think so. If you're talking about the secondary cast, like Sansa, Arya, honestly, I don't think either one of them should be second tier, but they are. Goes by pay rate, I guess. But if you're talking about all those good then I think that there is potential that we could be seeing Sansa die, and that's just because she got the tattoo. This is old news, I know. This is from like back in November, December, or whatever. She got the tattoo with Arya of when they started Game of Thrones, and that could be like something, since they both know that they're not going to be working together anymore. Probably they're both up-and-coming starlets, like they're actresses coming up, so they might not be able to spend much time together, so they don't want to forget that moment. Being younger, you tend to tattoo whatever you have in your mind at the moment on you. You know what I'm saying? So that could be that. I potentially see Sandor dying. There's like maybe a 35% chance. What was the percentage? The percent chance that I gave him of surviving. But yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I think Sandor could die. I definitely think Beric and Thoros are gonna bite it, just because were out of this show for like 2 seasons, and they come back and they're gonna die. That's just following a trend with Game of Thrones. Missandei and Grey Worm were just up there. I think that both of them could potentially die. I definitely think Grey Worm will be dying by the end of the season. I think that it kind of confirms it. Either one of them has to go. They made love with somehow, but that was like the last thing. You know, Grey Worm almost died already, so it wouldn't be much to think that something similar to that could happen. Maybe when Jaime shows up with the reinforcements troops to take back Casterly Rock, maybe that's when, since Grey Worm will be there holding the castle waiting for Daenerys to return, maybe Jaime is successful in his attempt to get the castle back, and maybe that's how Grey Worm dies. We do see that there's an Unsullied dude that's stabbed and pushed off of a ladder. I don't think that that's Grey Worm, but I know that Grey Worm has like maybe a 75% chance of dying this season. And also, one of the other things, this is a little bit unrelated, but I I follow Amelia Clark on Instagram, and whenever Raleigh Ritchie, that's his real name is Jacob. But whenever he posts something on Instagram, that's his Instagram name. Whenever he posts something, Amelia always likes it, and I hadn't really noticed that before, and that could be because she's reminiscent that she knows he gets killed off this season. She knows she won't be able to see him much more, so she just wants to still be friendly and stay in contact with him, and dropping a like on their post is a good way to do that. Just like you guys could drop a like on this video right now to show me some love, you know what I'm saying? Drop a like on this video. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 56 minutes. We're reaching that, tune out part, like the drop out. I might be dropping out on you guys soon, but let's get those questions in so I can answer as many as possible, because this has honestly been really fun. It was stressful for me at first, and then the first time I tried to do it, but this has been really fun. So I'll try to go longer for you guys, keep y'all entertained a little bit longer. So yeah, let's see. Q&A. This is from MSN, and he says, "Wear my hat. Do you think Cersei would make a deal with the Night King in order to destroy her enemies? The Night King strikes deal with no ones. I don't even think he speaks English. I don't even think he speaks the native tongue. He probably communicates telepathically. Like I don't see them using words. They're such an advanced species. This is just my theory. I think they're so advanced they use images. Like, have you guys ever seen that movie The Arrival? It's with the redheaded girl. I think her name is Isla Fisher. It's not Isla Fisher, but she looks just like her. Either way, it's a really good movie, and basically she's like a linguistics professor, and she has to basically teach the aliens who arrive. Spoiler alert for Arrival if you haven't seen that movie. It's a really good sci-fi flick. I recommend you checking it out. But basically the plot of the movie is that she's a linguist, and she has to interpret a way to communicate with the aliens. So she basically has to teach them how to speak. In order to do that, she has to learn their language, and their language is so complex. It's like, it looks like ink blots, like a Rorschach test or something. They communicate with like spiral stuff, and each one of their segments means something different. So it's a super complicated fucking language. It's probably easier for them to just communicate telepathically by showing them images of stuff. So I think that the Night King and his group could be similar to that, where they don't have a written language per se, but they do have a very a very distinct way of communicating with each other in a very complex way. So they could easily, everything about him is mental capacity. A shot of South Park comes into my mind where Cartman is like a fake psychic, and he's like, oh no, you dead, like that comes into mind. So I could totally see the way that they communicate is all mental. We know that warging is basically transferring your consciousness to another animal / person. So yeah, this is from Steph, and she says, will we see glass candles in the show in the Citadel? No. It would take too long to explain those. I did see ideas of Ice and Fire. I saw his video. I don't know if that's where you're getting that from, but I saw his video earlier where he was saying 3 different things that you could maybe see in the Citadel. I personally don't think that would happen, just because it's kind of like it would take so long to explain that. It's like, and honestly, we would all ask, if those have fucking existed, why the fuck did they not use them before? And in the books, not everyone, but they're used by multiple different people. So it's a common theme. We know what the fuck they are in the novels. In the show, it's not even been like mentioned. There hasn't even been like Sam. Sam could actually I could see that. Sam could be at the Citadel, and he could be looking for different ways of getting a message to Jon faster, and then bam, glass candle. But Jon would also have to have one too. No, that's not how that works. Maybe. I'll say like a 40% chance. 40% chance. Jedi Master Shell says, Chad Summerchild is hilarious. Yes, he is. Another shout out to your boy, Preston Jacobs. Ace Newland says, Q&A, do you think the White Walker fear of open water will be a part of the storyline? I didn't know the White Walker are you talking about from Hardhome, how they didn't enter the ocean? I think they wanted Jon to get away so that he can go and spread the word that Winter's coming and the dead come with it. I think that's why they let him go. I don't think that they didn't go in there. I think he realized he proved his point. The dead are coming. Go prepare yourselves. he doesn't seem like the type of guy. We saw him get transformed into who he is. We think that was the Night King. And I will say that he maybe has a little bit of his nobility left from when he was an actual human. And he knew that Jon Snow was going to die eventually, and he knew that he was going to get back. He was going to get him back for that. So I think he kind of just let them go. I don't know if he has a fear of open water. Although if that's the case, that would be fucking awesome, because we do know that the Dothraki have that same fear. So it would be cool that we'd see, you know, people who don't normally travel. Although what would be what it is? Like, why would they have that fear? What would it be? I think it was more of just like he didn't have boats, so they would just have to swim. You know what I mean? Because Jon was on boats swimming to a larger ship. So it was like, what would be the point? You would chase him. You could send them into the water, but ultimately the White Walkers probably, you know, they like, what would they do? You know, he knew that once they got on the ships, he wasn't going to be able to do nothing. So it's almost like what would be the point of him following? He knows he's gonna get to Jon eventually, and also he knows that, you know, he wouldn't really be able to catch up to him once he got to the ships. So I don't know. Whoa, that was crazy. King McKay says Mark's tangents are the best. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Q&A from Javier Cascante. He says, as long as Jon was born outside of marriage, R and L, Rhaegar and Lyanna, is he Jon Snow, Jon Sand, or Jon Darkfire? I think he meant Jon Blackfire. Blackfire's definitely not. That's like a definitely not. Jon Sand, I could see that because he was technically born in Dorne, at the Tower of Joy. And then Jon Snow is just, you know, he's from the north, technically. He was raised in the north. I don't think about it's where you're from. I think it's about where you're at. That's a hip-hop lyric. It ain't about where you're from, it's about where you're at. I don't know if you guys know about that, but yeah. So if we can relate that to Game of Thrones, Jon Snow is technically born in the south, but he was raised in the north, so he's a northernman. So I think that's why he has the surname of Snow. But if we were being super technical, I think that Rhaegar and Lyanna did get married. But if they did have the baby out of wedlock, then his name would technically be Sand, because he's a bastard from Dorne. He was born in Dorne. But it's, like I said, it's not about where you're from, it's about where you're at. And he was at Winterfell. So he grew up there, he spent the majority of his time there, and now he still resides. He's been north of the wall, he's a northerner through thick and thin. And honestly, his name if his name gets changed to anything, it'll get changed to Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell. You know what I mean? Jon, just because he's Targaryen, that does not mean shit to him. That is not going to change who he is. This whole story has been about Starks and how they're slow of mind, but quick to like, they're fucking stupid. Okay? I'm just kidding. Jon Snow is a Stark, will always be a Stark, and just because he finds out that he's got some Targaryen lineage that he would, people think it's going to make him act different. I don't think it is. If anything, it's going to just confirm a lot of shit that he already knew. Maybe give him a little bit of a confidence boost, but he's definitely not going to change his name to anything other than Jon Stark. And that won't even be him changing his name. That'll just be what everybody calls him, because no one wants to call him Snow anymore, because that's like a sign of disrespect. Bernie Roosevelt says salt is harder to freeze, maybe. So he's saying that, like, he couldn't use his powers in the ocean, I guess. That's a good one. I like that. Jonathan Haymaker says, is Jaime charging at a dragon with that spear? I don't think so. I did answer that earlier. Basically, what I think is going down in that scene is two things. One, Jaime is making a last stand, meaning he thinks he's going to die, but he'll end up getting taken prisoner. So maybe Daenerys' troops have basically wiped out all of his troops, and he wants to make one last charge, and he wants to go out in a blaze of glory. In a blaze of glory. But yeah, some shit like that. Or the second option, and this is my personal favorite, is that he is actually leading in the charge to take back Casterly Rock. He's showed up with the rest of the Lannister troops. He's potentially got some Tarly archers, you know, House Tarly, red archer on a green field. You know, maybe he's got some of them bad boys with him, and they're going to kill off the rest of the Unsullied. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? But yeah, those are the two things that he could potentially be doing. But I don't think that he's that retarded that he's going to charge at a dragon, when a dragon could melt his ass right before, you know, look, there's that picture of Dragonstone again. That's definitely from season 2. What the fuck is that doing up there? Okay, I guess I slipped that into my my by accident. This is from King McCann. He says Q&A. Have you considered making a Discord? Because I've been setting up one. What is that? What's a Discord? I'm not sure what that is. Bridget, that's really good. I like that. She says, I don't know why they don't just get in ships and sit in the middle of the ocean with the dragons flying ahead and burning them. Well, probably because the dragons would get overwhelmed. We have not noticed the White Walker army or the White army use any sort of like weapons other than like swords and shit like that. I haven't personally seen them use a bow and arrow. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is from MSN 15195, and he or she says, Q&A, what do you think the real meaning / interpretation of the sentence, there must always be a Stark in Winterfell? Does it have a relation to the North remembers? The North remembers what? Because what the fuck did, in the TV show, what the fuck did the North remember? That one old lady was going to try to save them? Obviously, that old lady was in cahoots with Brienne of Tarth, but the North didn't remember shit on the damn TV show. But the North remembers in the books is definitely referring to the Manderleys and all of the other northern houses that stayed loyal to House Stark. They're saying that we didn't fucking forget what happened in King's Landing. We didn't forget that House Stark is always has to be in power, and they aren't, and they've been spat on and they've been poopied on. They don't forget that. They're fucking elephants up there in the North, dude. It's so cold and shit up there. You don't have nothing but your memory to help remind you of the tragedy that happened while, you know, someone was technically under guest right. The North doesn't forget that. The North doesn't forget the old guys. The North doesn't forget the old ways. The North does not forget. Now, the meaning as far as there must always be a Stark in Winterfell, I think that could mean, like, multiple different things. But in the TV show, I think that is just, like, a common turn of phrase to just remind everyone that the Starks will eventually take back Winterfell. Meaning that it's just a turn of phrase, like winter is coming, like there must always be a Stark in Winterfell. I think that, you know, in the novels it goes deeper than that, meaning that if there's not a Stark there, then the Kings of Winter could wake, potentially, like maybe come back to life. It could also mean that, you know, the Starks have to remain in power in the North, and if there isn't a Stark in power in Winterfell, then maybe the Long Night comes, and maybe that's what's caused the Long Night, because there was, for a short time, well, no, not really a short time, because Ramsay had it for like 2 seasons. You know, the Starks weren't in power in Winterfell, and maybe that's what's caused the Long Night. I don't know. For the books, there are so many fucking answers, and for the TV show, it's really only like 1 or 2 things. You notice that? That's why I try to not be jaded when learning about, you know, the novels. It's so hard because you just like, oh man, one of my favorite chapters to listen to is when Tyrion and oh my god, hang on a second, give me a second. I completely forgot. I was just listening to this like the other day. I forgot. God damn it. Oh, it's when Tyrion meets Illyrio Mopatis for the first time. It's basically when he comes off the boat and he wakes up inside Essos, inside Illyrio Mopatis' house. It's awesome. It's like they have this, like when Tyrion first wakes up, he's like hitting on these, this one girl keeps coming by to like basically rub him down, and Tyrion is a fucking shit talker in the books, dude. He's so savage, he doesn't give a fuck. Tyrion in the show is a little bit like that, but he's always had some sort of like manners and respect. He threatens to rape this girl like multiple times, and he's like, so are you gonna be in my bed and get ready? It's just awesome. The conversation between him and Illyrio is like the description of the amount of food they eat reminds me of when I was a teenager and I used to get the munchies and I would go and raid my friend's fridge. Like, all types of stuff. It made me hungry listening to that chapter, but that is probably one of my favorite. It is my favorite Dance of Dragons chapter. And it's probably one of my favorite in like the last 3 books. Like, God, that is such a good scene. I don't know why. It was just so well written. Everything was beautifully described. George he put in work in that chapter, man. He's put in work in all of his chapters, but I'm just saying that one in particular, Dance of Dragons can get a bit gloom, like it's very, you know, and honestly, it raises a lot of questions, and a lot of people have been waiting a lot longer than I have to find out those answers. But it's nice when you have something like that, like their conversation is, it's a little bit like not necessarily friendly at first, but it's just cool because Illyrio brings out these mushrooms. Like basically Tyrion is outside in Illyrio's gardens and he's getting drunk. He gets so fucking shit-faced that he passes out on this bench outside. He's too drunk to even walk back up to his room. A bar maiden, a handmaiden, whatever, comes and gets him, and he wakes up in his bed again. And he remembers, the last thing he remembers doing is crawling on the ground to go and pick up these mushrooms that he thought looked amazing. So he's about to eat them. He thinks they're poisonous, so he's like trying to kill himself. Kind of, but not really. So after he's been eating for a little bit with Illyrio brings out those same mushrooms in this delicious butter sauce, butter and garlic. And it made me, I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms, but when I was listening to that, I was like, oh man, I want a fucking mushroom pizza right now with heaps and heaps of garlic. But anyway, he brings those out, and Tyrion is like, his mouth is watering over them, and he wants to eat them. And there's like this little back and forth of like who trusts who. And Illyrio insists on Tyrion eating them first, and he's like, no. And Illyrio's like, what's the point? You wanted to kill yourself anyway. Why not do it while going down with a delicious buttery mushroom? You won't feel anything, and then you'll die shortly thereafter. And he kind of makes Tyrion realize that, hey man, you do have something to live for. He doesn't say that, of course, but Tyrion is like, no, that's not the case. I actually don't want to die. I do want to be alive, and it's cool because you get to see Tyrion kind of like, you know, go through a little bit. And that was in like maybe 3 or 4 pages. It's crazy how much character development happens in such a short period of time. You know what I mean? That's why people can be jaded when they do nothing but read the books and then watch the show. You can't help but compare it, you know? That's why I'm kind of glad that I discovered it the way I did. I watched the entire show first multiple times, and then once I started a YouTube channel, I started to learn about the novels. But anyway, I got way sidetracked there. Okay. King McKay, he's saying the Discord is like Skype, but you can set up servers with text and voice chat rooms where you community ship host. That sounds like that could be fun. I don't know. Oh man, Anaka Bell is here. I haven't seen you in a while. We were supposed to do a live stream together, if I'm not mistaken. What happened? You disappeared on me. But yeah, she says, Mark, is that the Hound in King's Landing in the trailer of Bronn? I've heard both from different YouTubers. Oh yeah, that's definitely the Hound. You're talking about this image right here. I found it earlier, so it's definitely in here. Let me re-find it. Give me 1 second. I know which picture you're talking about though. Here it is. All right, so you're talking about that. That is definitely the Hound. You can see the partial, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but if you look to the right side of his head, you can see the partial burned face, and you can see the scraggly little like fucking dirty ass hair that the Hound has. Honestly, this looks like very similar to armor that we've seen the Hound wear. It could be Bronn, but Bronn is, the way that the Hound is not necessarily the tallest guy. Rory McCain, he's not the biggest guy, but the Hound in the novels is actually obviously is the little brother of the Mountain, so it would only make sense that he's a big motherfucker. So the way that they do that on the show to show us how big he is, and he's not actually that big, is by doing camera tricks. They'll film from a lower angle, they'll film him from the side, they'll film him from the left or from the right, whatever they have to do to make him appear taller than anyone else in that shot. So that's what makes me think this was the Hound initially, because it's filmed from a lower angle, making it appear to be larger, and it just looks like the Hound. It looks like that burned, like it's not an even hairline. It looks like there's a little bit of scarring in, like, you know, just a little bit of disfigured, you know, half of the face over there. Oh, my bad. It's Annika. I'm sorry. Jedi Master Cheryl says, yeah, that irritated me when Charlie said that was Bronn. I was like, what the fuck? How could you say that? I don't want to comment on that. But nah, I think what happens is, like, I'm not even going to say that. It's not even, I don't know. But no, yeah, a few people, had said, the fuck, Charlie? God damn it, Charlie. Have you guys seen that video? Where the kid is like, he's like swinging, they're like like pillow fighting or something. He's like, wait, no, Charlie, don't. And then he slings it and it breaks the fucking light. And he's like, God damn it, Charlie. That shit is funny. But no, I think what happens is sometimes when you're trying to do the video, you want to do it quick, obviously, because you have a subscriber base. And sometimes you miss stuff like that. I cannot say anything about other YouTubers missing stuff. Oh my God, man. When I first started my channel, and even up until recently, like 6 months ago, I would say names wrong. Sometimes I would do that just to get people to comment. It was like my secret way of getting people to comment. I'm like, I'm going to get some fucking haters on this. I might as well get them to write comments because I know they're going to, you know, everyone's going to hear me say that name fucked up and they're going to write it down in the comment section. And hey, that's a way to get more comments. But I try not to do that shit anymore. So any mistakes that you hear in my video usually are unintentional. Or I'm too lazy to edit them out. But sometimes that happens, you know, and that could have been what that was. And honestly, Charlie makes so many videos and uploads so frequently, he probably never gets any sleep. You know what I mean? And speaking of which, he's actually supposed to, he said he was going to the Con of Thrones. I wonder if he is. Oh yeah, Cheryl, you won a giveaway from one of his videos last year. I remember that shit. I remember when I saw that, I was like, what? I know her. She subscribes to me. You won a giveaway. That's what's up. Bridget, that is incorrect, actually. Watch my trailer 2 breakdown. I didn't miss anything. I got it out probably 2 hours after the trailer initially dropped. But I also didn't miss anything. So it's possible. It's possible. I had been waiting for that shit. It was funny. I was at work, and I had literally got done finishing almost everything for the video that's dropping tomorrow, which now has to be redone because fucking the second trailer, but I had basically finished that, and then I ended up leaving work early to get home to work on that. How does it only have 3% battery left? Jesus, that is so frustrating, dude. This fucking phone just doesn't want to charge. There we go. Lava Dog, what up, man? How's it going? Steph says, I thought someone had asked me if I did reactions earlier. Didn't someone ask me that? Yeah, Steph says, do I do reaction videos? I do, occasionally. When that trailer first came out, when the first trailer of the season came out, I did a reaction video. My whole thing with reaction videos is I don't have the patience to wait and set up my camera and my mic to make it look all professional and then watch the trailer. I have to watch it as soon as it fucking comes out. So when I do a reaction, I'll say it's really like my second impression. When I did a reaction for that trailer last time, I had watched it all the way through by myself, and then I immediately went and filmed my reaction. I actually live streamed my reaction to watching it again. So that was kind of genuine, but I feel like, you know, it's easy to ham it up a little bit for the camera when you're doing a reaction thing, and I don't want to do that. I feel like, and that sounds like I'm trying to throw salt or throw shade on reaction channels. No, that shit is definitely entertaining. People, obviously, if it's entertaining, otherwise people wouldn't watch those videos and they wouldn't get so many subscribers. But me personally, I am too impatient to set up all my shit and then watch the thing and do it genuinely and do it live. So I will, or I have before, but I don't consistently do reactions, no. Q&A from MSN. He's on it with these Q&As. He says, do you think Tyrion is not Tywin's son, but the Mad King's? Nope. I don't even got to finish that. Nope. Tyrion is not a Targaryen. Tyrion is a Targaryen because the Lannisters are related to Targaryens, and so are the Baratheons, and so are the Starks, and honestly, every motherfucking major house in Westeros is related to the Targaryens. If you go back far enough, one of them have a common, you know, with the Targaryens. But anyway, I think that he is Tywin's son. He is, in fact, Tywin's son. I think that, you know, Preston Jacobs has a really good theory. I think it was Preston Jacobs, but basically he was saying that the Lannisters might have fucked up genetics, and that's why Tyrion turned out the way he did. We do know that Tygett They don't really have the best genetics. But no, Tyrion is definitely Tywin's son. He's Tywin's bane. He was. I like to quote the Mad King Ares. He was given. He was Tywin's punishment for Tywin being such a pompous asshole. Although Tywin single-handedly ran the fucking kingdom for 15 years under the Mad King while he was slowly going batshit insane. So Tywin in the novels is a lot more respectable because we get a lot of this back information on him in the World of Ice and Fire, so we get to know more about who Tywin is. In the show, you kind of just see him being a dick. He was nice to Arya, but he's a fucking super dick to Tyrion. So I think that Tyrion is, in fact, Tywin's son, and he is not a secret Targaryen. Although everyone is a secret Targaryen, literally, because they're all related. The Targaryens were banging everybody back in the day. They were some sluts. Andy Perkins, where you been at, bro? Where have you been at? I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, Joanna Lannister was Tywin's first cousin. But he wants to talk shit about Jaime and Cersei for banging. I think that's because they shared the same womb. That probably has a lot to do with it. Alright, so look. We have been streaming now for 2 hours and 21 minutes. The last question I'm going to answer is from Jedi Master Cheryl, and she says, is Clegane Bowl going to happen this year? Clegane Bowl has already happened. It happened when Loras was about to get fucking murdered by the Mountain back in season 1, and that was Clegane Bowl. So if we're going to get a Clegane Bowl 2.0, that might happen. But I think that's what's happening in this picture, because we got a shot of the Mountain in the trailer that no YouTubers decided to do a fucking video for. I think the only two people that did a video on it are me and Charlie. And the video I did on it actually has 30,000 views. I was like, oh my God, that's what's up. But I think that was only because no one else did a video on it, which I don't know why y'all haven't. Other YouTubers that are watching me right now, do a video on the HBO Spain trailer. There was some footage there that has not been discussed, and I would like to know y'all's thoughts. But yeah, in that clip from the HBO Spain trailer, the Juegos de Tronos, I like saying shit in Spanish because I've like been working on my Spanish. But you know, they show a shot of the Mountain unsheathing his sword, and it looks like he could be somewhere where it's covered, protected from the rain. But honestly, I think that it could happen. But we've already gotten Clegane Bowl. We've definitely already had Clegane Bowl. Yeah, I like that quote. I like that quote, brother. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was 2 hours, 23 minutes. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to enter my contest for my 10,000 subscriber giveaway, once I reach that goal here on YouTube, all you have to do to enter that contest is 1, like this video, 2, comment down below, 3, subscribe to me here on YouTube, and then 4/5, hop on Twitter and on Instagram and follow me. If you don't do that part of social media, the Twitter or the Instagram, it's cool. Commenting, subscribing, and liking this video will put you into the contest. But if you do have those, then follow me because it's free. And also, the Daenerys Dark Horse figurine, I don't feel like getting it out, but it's right there. It's also free. So yeah, if you want to win that free shit, do me a favor. Like this video, comment, subscribe, and then share it. You know, do the stuff. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to try to get a video out for you tomorrow. Tomorrow is literally the last day I have to plan my Con of Thrones trip because Wednesday, there's Wednesday. I have to work on Wednesday. Like, I think I do. I'm not sure. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure I have to go in for like a little 4-hour shift because basically we're hiring somebody new, so I have to go like interview them and shit. And then I'm probably going to get roped into helping those motherfuckers prep because no one likes to prep all the avocado that everyone eats when they come into Chipotle. Stop ordering fucking guacamole. That's why we charge $2 for that shit, to deter you guys from eating it so much. But yeah, I'll probably get roped into having to help them prep that up. So yeah, I might not be able to do this video like I wanted to tomorrow. You know, it still might be out, but I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please slap a like on this video and comment down below. Make sure you go subscribe to King McKay, the Atomic Dom, and Tony Teflon, and anybody else that I give a shout out to, Emergency Awesome, and Preston freaking Jacobs. But yeah, This has been Mark, and my kitten is no longer in here. We started off with Kitty, then we got my kitten, and then we ended the stream with my dog. You guys see him? There he is, right there. Dee Dee, wake up. There he is. All right, but yeah, so yeah. Thanks again for watching. Please have a good night. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.